Okay. So that's back up on Twitch. And then what about YouTube? Are we back up on YouTube? I think so. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Gee, fucking sorry about that. God. I'm very, very strongly considering just fucking dumping NordVPN. Let me do this. Stream. Okay, yeah, that's good now. All right, cool. We'll get rid of that. All right, sweet. We're back. Sorry about that. Sorry. We had a little bit of a hiccup before we started the stream, or well, actually a decent while after we started the stream. But yeah, we're back. We're here. We should be going a little bit easier now. I don't even remember what I was saying before. I know I was talking about Black Flag. Yeah. Okay.
Who do you think actually won the war?
Nobody won. Nick Valboltine. There we go. All right. We do that? No, it'll be just that. Okay. There we go. Now we're on the right tab. But so yeah. Before we had the crash there. What was I talking about? Toshi, I'm taking you to HR. You're gonna get written up. No, it wasn't my fault. NordVPN wasn't actually running, but it was running in the background. It's such bullshit. God damn it. No, it's not my fault. Oh, boy. Okay, so why is that not showing up? Whoa, hello. That was a big, huge lag. Why'd that do that? Hold on a hot second. Let's pull some stuff down. And I might actually have to do that. All right, hold on a sec. God damn it. Fucking everything's running like garbage today. This is Hosafudge. I probably literally just need to close DaVinci Resolve because I had that open. Where is it? There's that. Maybe. Mayhaps. Perhaparino. Perhappy dappy. Let's close this. And then let's open it back up. Because it should refresh now. Because that comment got posted on screen, but it didn't get posted in chat. Or at least not on my end. Okay, good. Good. And then the chat is still being weird on desktop end, or on browser end on YouTube. There we go. Yeah, it's going. That's weird. That's really weird. Okay. So I think that's running a little bit better now. So let's close that. And let's open this back up. Okay, yeah, that's running a lot smoother. Still a little, yeah, okay. All right, we're good. Sweet. Okay. So let's go back there. Let's do that. And let's do that. Okay, cool. Okay, not 100% sure if the chat stuff should be working. I don't see why it wouldn't. We'll hang out here for just a little bit more while we get that figured out. But so yeah, Black Flag Resynced. That's gonna be coming out. Totally psyched. That's gonna be great. Big fan of Black Flag. Big fan of Assassin's Creed. Can't wait for that. Totally dope. I was late to the stream prior to our prior to our crash. I was late to the stream because I was talking to a friend who had some questions about One Piece, and I was filling her in about some story beats. And I said, like, oh, fucking, you know what we should do? We should do just a fucking One Piece stream where I just, like, play, like, a piratey game or whatever, and just fucking, like, yap about One Piece. That'd be hilarious. And she could join, and she could get her brain all filled up with the One Piece-y goodness, and so would everybody else unfortunate enough to wander into the stream. We got an ad start. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Yeah, it's just because it's just because of the fucking had to oh fucking no. Now what? Son of a bitch. It crashed. God damn it. Alright, hold on. Is it gonna pop back up? I think so, yeah. Yep. It's coming back. Son of a bitch. Oh no, it didn't do the thing good. How's that look on my end, actually? Or on stream end? Probably looks disgusting. Let's do that. Let's switch over to there. Doot. Now I gotta fucking close this and close that and fucking god damn it. God, everything has just decided to go wrong on this stream. What the fuck? Gee whiz. We don't need that. We do need this. That's good. Well, that's as good as it can be. Fucking Jesus. Alright. What do we need? What am I doing? That's good. That's okay-ish. That's also okay-ish. Let me... open this. That's good. Okay. How dare they defy you? I know, right? Fucking I've talked about this a couple of times on stream, but I don't know what the deal is. But the fucking every once in a while, my like the driver that I have installed for AMD just crashes, and I don't know if it's like colliding with something else, if it's having like some kind of bad time with Firefox or some other program that I got running, but like every once in a while, or just like the games themselves, like for some reason the new graphical driver update is like cooked or some shit, but like every once in a while it'll just like crash and it'll basically take like all my shit out, not all of it and not like take it out, but like really just kind of fuck with my steez for like a minute and a half. That's actually one of the reasons I can't really play, because I mean I still kind of do, but like I used to play fucking what is it, Civ 5 like a lot more than I currently do, which was kind of a problem because I get fucking addicted as hell to that kind of shit. But like every time I would play it, like some way, like halfway through the play session, it would just like crash the driver, or the driver would crash and it would just like take everything out, and it would crash the game and stuff, and it became like a real annoying problem to have to keep dealing with. So now I just don't play Civ 5 or Civ 6 anymore, which sucks because I like it. Oh god damn it. And now I have to close Fallout 4 and then open it back up again. But yeah, I think what I'll do, because we haven't had thankfully we haven't really had the issue. There it is. Okay. Oh, and I gotta open the thing up again. Hold on. We haven't had that issue a whole lot during the weekend streams, which has been like, you know, good. But I think at this point, especially with how often I'm running into like these weird issues, I think I'm gonna have to like back my shit up and then just like do a rebuild, not a rebuild, but like reinstall my my computer stuff, which isn't super hard. I've made like all of my stuff super mobile. It's just gonna be a fucking pain in the ass that I don't want to have to fucking deal with. While we're here, I guess I'll fucking I guess I'll reinstall my games, or not reinstall, but fucking update them and stuff. Fucking, I posted about it in the Discord server, but there's like a free game. Every once in a while, I'll get like a notification of like a free game and stuff like that. And there's this one, Surrounded Poly Construction, which looks very much sort of like, you know, oh, it's like one of my first games, you know, like that kind of thing. It's such a silly concept. It doesn't look like tremendous or anything, but it's such a silly concept. Like you're basically fighting zombies on a construction site. I don't know why, but that just seems very silly to me. And it seems like it might be a good time. Like that'd be kind of fun. But yeah, that's just what I got right there. Just wait for the public test server of 76 to install, and then we'll jump back into Fallout 4. Okay, cool. Because that's kind of one of the, as like a default option, like just playing Fallout, for Fallout Friday specifically, like playing Fallout 76, because it's a lot more chill and stable of an experience compared to modded anything else Fallout. That could definitely be like, just like an easy game to fall back on as like, okay, shit's being weird right now. We're just gonna play. We're just gonna have, you know, something going on, and we're just gonna have fun, and make it a little bit more of a chill stream, a little bit more of a chatting experience. Know what I mean? Speaking of, since we got that, I should actually change up some things on the channel, because I need to change what we got going on for, where is it? Oh, I guess I can't. Wow, that's actually super fucking annoying. I can't. So normally, in order to like change like what I have going on, like the schedule and stuff like that, I go to my channel, and then there'll be like tabs that say like schedule and stuff like that. For some reason, those are just fucking not options when I'm live streaming, which is kind of stupid. That's kind of stupid, Twitch. Why would I not be able to change my stuff? Weird. Okay, well, you know, that's just how it is. I guess that's something I probably should be worrying about after the stream. Jobs. Get a job at Twitch. Okay, cool. Let's jump on in. All right. Sweet. So we're back in Far Harbor. We have made it to Acadia. Super awesome. Super easy. Because we're big badasses. And I think I had... Oh, yeah, I had God mode turned on. I forgot about that. All right. So God mode is off right now. We'll see. I mean, not stuff in here, because stuff in here is just like chit-chatting and stuff like that. But we'll see how we'll see how everything goes. With our squishy fucking level 5 who's it what's it's looking on the right page here. There we go. All right, door. All right, let's head on in. It'll keep going if it knows what's good for it. I know, right? All right, chat, let's see what's going on in Acadia. It's like Stadia, but it starts with an A. Remember Google Stadia? I was so hyped for that shit when it originally got announced. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then it's just like, no, it's not as cool. It was still kind of cool, but like just a lot of Google stuff.
When I first climbed this mountain,
Hello.
Fog, I thought to myself, now here is a metaphor worth taking in. You've entered a place of clarity, understanding, peace. While you're here in Acadia, Synthkind welcomes you as long as you welcome us.
What are you?
I told you. I'm the old synth on the mountain.
You did not say
I
that.
know the plastic skin and tubes out the back can be unsettling, but I want to ask you to look past that. Tell me why you're here, and I'll try to help you.
Chat, what would you do if you ran into a caricature, an individual, a creature that looked like, maybe not like Dima specifically, but like, you know, like Nick, something that was like very clearly like, oh, this is like silicone skin, and like maybe there's like some exposed tubes or wirings or metals and stuff like that. But and like you encountered such a thing in like the real world, and you know, maybe it's not coming up to you with like hostile intent. It's just like, you know, maybe it's like lost, or just like, hey, how's it going? Some weird shit's going on. How would you guys react? Because that's like some fucking like some movie shit. Like you no, Sterno. a synth. You encounter one, and it's very clearly like some form of robotic humanoid, and you're like, whoa, this is different. How would you guys react? Where's Close Harbor? I know, right? Like, where? Come on, where's the duality? The duality of man, Far Harbor and then Close Harbor. I came here looking for Kasumi Nanako. Sorry, Nakano. I don't know why I said Nanako.
Really? I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Few would brave the kind of journey you've had for the sake of someone else. Kasumi is here. She's safe.
Sterno, no, you can't say that. You'll get canceled.
Before you do, though, tell me, do you think Kasumi is a synth?
We're not answering any more questions until you play straight with us.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you, really? There's only one synth with that kind of face and a mind of his own. And I only see him when I look in a mirror.
Nick? It can't be you.
Don't give me that. What are you trying to pull? I've never seen you before in my life.
Please, if you're willing to give me a chance, I can explain.
Also, if you guys hear any like sound of like background noise, like thumping or anything, my neighbor's having his roof replaced, so there's a little bit of construction going on next door. Synth Yowie? No, they're technically brothers. Sterno, you're saying the most cursed things imaginable. Is this a joke? Do you really know Nick?
Let me tell you.
Do you know Ball? You know Nick. Do you know Ball?
We were prototypes, Nick. The first synths capable of
Synthcest. God damn it, Sterno.
judgment.
Shut up.
One of the Institute's experiments had to do with how our brains could process personality. If we could handle individualized feelings and behaviors, I was allowed to develop mine based on experience. But with you, they wanted to try transferring an entire
They tried to trans Nick's genders. Oh my goodness.
before the personality imprint worked. I saw you wake up not knowing who or what you were so many times. I couldn't let them do it to you anymore. We were the only two prototypes they made. I literally saw myself in you. You were my brother, Nick. I helped you escape the Institute. We left together.
If I were your brother, I'd remember.
That's where you'd be wrong.
That's where you're wrong,
A
stupid.
century ago. There's only so much memory that can fit into the prototype brains we have.
Ah, I've heard enough. I think you and I need to talk about this. Maybe not now, though.
See, he said a century ago is when they escaped, which is interesting because that implies that 100 years ago, the Institute had, what was it? what is it? They had typed, or Mark II synth prototypes, which is the kind that Nick and Dima are. But that was 100 years ago. And then what? It wasn't because what's the word? Fucking cheat. All right, cool. What is it? The implication. There we go. The implication is that father, your son, Sean, is it's like the father of like the modern synth. So 100 years prior to them getting Sean, and then them being able to use his untainted human DNA in order to perfect Gen 3 synths. 100 years prior to that, they had started working on the Gen 2 synths, which I guess technically isn't impossible to believe, but it feels like 100 years, and you never were able to like figure out some sort of maybe not workaround, but like a next step to creating Gen 3 synths without Sean and his DNA. 100 years, especially with like all the technology that the Institute had, and like admittedly, maybe things were a lot more primitive 100 years ago, but like I don't know, current Institute is like crazy smart and like crazy technologically advanced. And like 100 years ago, I would imagine they were still super advanced enough to make Gen 2 synths. So was Sean's DNA really that big of a breakthrough? That's crazy. That's wild. That puts a whole lot more weight onto just like how much they were able to improve on their technology just with Sean. That's nuts. Nick, bro, is he really your brother?
If he is, it's news to me. Can synths even be related? Just because we're from the same assembly line, does that make us family? I gotta think about this.
I gotta ponder on this. I gotta go, now that's a toughie. Is it really possible that you wouldn't remember any of this?
You mean between the Institute failsafes, the beatings I've taken over the years, and plain old age?
Yes.
Or are you buying this whole there's only so much room of their argument? I don't know. It's not like we've got the instruction manual.
That's true. We'll talk later. This is a lot to take in.
Nick, I don't need you to believe me. I'm just glad to see you again. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here. Now, about young Kasumi. It's important that you understand exactly.
I want a synth
why
girlfriend.
she's
Well,
here.
you're in luck. You got one. Curie. Ba-boom.
If you could indulge me with an answer.
Sorry, what was the question? Why are you asking? Haha, I have deflected your question into an answer to cover for the fact that I wasn't paying attention.
Because she came here with that very question. And the answer changes every part of her world. None of us take this transition lightly. She's facing the possibility of her entire life being a lie. That someone stripped her very identity from her and made her into something she isn't. I want you to understand that before you see her. She has a chance here to live as a synth, not hiding, not pretending to be something else. One more question, if you'll indulge me. You're here for Kasumi, but I suspect there could be another reason you came to us. Tell
Drugs
me,
and power.
are you a synth?
Maybe. She's French. Well, that's even better. But this whole conversation is the thing that like really sparks off the whole like, because I talked about this before, like the more metaphysical, maybe not metaphysical, but more like philosophical questioning around like the player's role in the like the larger story. Like, oh, are they like an actual synth? And it's like, if they were, like, how would we know? Like, we played through sections that saw us like in the past and stuff. So like, obviously, like, no, because we remember stuff from the past, because we experienced stuff from the past. And it's like, okay, well, how do we know that those experiences weren't artificially created in order to, you know, fill the backstory that we have? And then it's like, well, how do we know that we don't know that? And it becomes this whole like cascading thought process thing where it's like, we're questioning not only our own past, but then like questioning like the questioning of that. Like, how do we know? It's a lot of like really interesting like, again, like philosophical conversation. Like, well, how do we know that the things we know are true and aren't like, you know, a veneer or like manufactured in some way to make us think the way that we're currently thinking about the way that we view ourselves. And it's a really interesting plot line that we see kind of touched on in Fallout 4, but we don't really like properly engage with this with this bullet point. We just sort of like recognize it as a part of the game, but we don't actually really do much with it. It more so gets more attention here in Far Harbor, but even then it doesn't really become a bigger part of the conversation, at least as far as the larger games go. Let's see. Did Todd really make a post on Twitter saying Nathan Nora isn't the synth? No, because Todd Howard doesn't have Twitter. He barely even. I remember like the only social media, quote unquote, that he like technically has is like a Discord, but he like never uses it. If he is a synth, then in my headcanon he's human. There's a terminal somewhere down in the Institute. I don't remember which one specifically. But I think it talks about us, and it very strongly, not assumes, but it very strongly hints that we are, in fact, a synth. We'd have to actually get down into the Institute to see it for ourselves. But it's something. It says something along those lines, or hints at something along those lines that we are, in fact, a synth. If I remember properly, how would I even know?
I'm afraid if you're looking for some biological test we can do, there isn't any. None that aren't fatal. Instead, you have to look for the signs, holes in someone's memory, feelings of unexplained isolation, odd dreams. But ultimately, you have to decide for yourself. What do you believe? Have you ever questioned your humanity?
Constantly. If he is a synth, why didn't they use the recall code when you attacked them? It's possible that Father was the only one who knew the recall code, but at the same time, it's also possible that he didn't actually give you a recall code. Because if I remember correctly, the recall codes have to actually, they're not like preset, right? They have to actually be like manually, not inputted, but they have to be like manually set, right? And even then, because like, I mean, the recall codes don't seem to be something that's innate to a synth's, like in biology, in so many terms, because we've the only, if I remember correctly, the only time we've ever ran into the concept of the recall code was with Deacon, and it was with the guy from Libertalia. I can never remember, Gabriel, I think. But those are only two times we run into those instances, if I remember correctly. And then separate from that, even then, like it makes sense, but at the same time, we don't really engage with it too much, so we don't see if like other synths can have their recall protocol terminated, but then like what step in the like synth production process something like that gets installed or, you know, programmed into them? Because it's very clearly like a failsafe, like a dead man switch. But we only see it used once, if I remember correctly. And then outside of that, we only hear about it like one or two other times. But like, again, to the point, this seemed to be something that that Sean specifically, was like, I'm going to spearhead this project because I'm kind of like, you know, what would happen? So like, again, it's very possible that he just put all this, you know, made us as a synth and then put us in the fucking, what is it? Well, no, because the put us in Vault 111 just to, again, like, you know, see what would happen. But then the natural counter to that is like, well, you know, then how would Kellogg know like who we are and sort of validate our memories of seeing Sean taken in the Institute and stuff like that? And then like, again, like when we see Kellogg's memories of Sean in Diamond City with him, you know, like that sort of verifies that we can't be a synth because we experience somebody else's memories which showcase young Sean. But then it's like we could still be that because, let me see here, like maybe Kellogg's memories are manipulated, or the time that we see him spending with Sean is real, and then later on let me see here, later on he implants the memories that he experienced with Kellogg in Vault 111, and he implanted those memories into both us and Kellogg because like Kellogg is definitely working with the Institute, but to what degree they manipulate his memories, I think, is another conversation point. But yeah, it's there's a lot of layers to it. It's very, oh my fucking god, there's so many comments. It's very complex. There's a lot of moving parts here. If he was a synth, then why didn't... Okay, yeah, it's the recall code thing. It could be just an oversight from them. I don't really like the idea that you are a synth. So it's clear you think he is a synth. Also, you take radiation damage, synths don't. Well, I don't think that's accurate. I think they do. Because Gen 2... So like then that specifically, I was gonna look up a specific example to see like, oh, this synth took radiation damage, but then like again, they tell us in the game that there is no medical way to determine if somebody is or is not a synth, or like a Gen 3 synth specifically, because we know Gen 2 synths don't take radiation damage. That's just a given. That's factual. But we know that Gen 3 synths have to be able to take radiation damage, because if they couldn't take radiation damage, then that's a very clear and easy way for someone to determine whether or not somebody's a synth. Because synths, or like they said, there's no medical test that can determine whether or not somebody is a synth, except for, you know, cranial extraction, like dissection, like straight up dissection. So they have to be able to take radiation damage, meaning that we can't use that as a definitive, like, we are definitely not a synth because we can take radiation damage. No, Gen 3 synths do take radiation damage. In the back of my mind, I've always suspected. I'm a human being, not a synth. But more so to that question, like, I'm a human being, not a synth, it's more so intended to be a narrative device that isn't meant to have an answer. Like, even that terminal that I talked about with in the Institute that very heavily hints that Nate/Nora is a synth, even that doesn't, like, properly confirm anything. It's more so supposed to be a narrative device that makes you think more deeply around, like, identity and memory and like who you are and how you know what you know and who you are and stuff like that. Like how you know who you are. And it's, again, it's a very sort of like heady thing that I feel like they didn't really put a whole lot of, I feel like they could have done a lot more like narrative stuff with that in Fallout 4. And like, again, they sort of like, they touched on the conversation, the topic a couple times over a couple different missions, but they never fully lean into that. They do a little bit more with Far Harbor, but not quite as much as they probably could have. We got an ad starting on Twitch here pretty soon. If you guys on Twitch want to see less ads, consider becoming a member. Shilling for Jeff Bezos. Blah. Blah. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna. Well, I guess we can hang out here for a little bit until the ad actually starts. Then we'll pop over to the break time screen, or not the break time screen, but the standby screen. But yeah, that's more or less the way that I view the whole conversation. Anyway, we don't know definitively if Nate or Nora is like a synth. There's just sort of the conversation around the topic, which is sort of the entire point of the narrative. It's the philosophical there we go. Bloop. There we go. But yeah, that's just me though. You know, I'm not a fucking expert on this stuff. I just know a whole bunch of stuff, and I just kind of talk until I'm like, all right, I've reached a point where I feel confident that the things that I have said made sense. In a sense, you know. Okay, no, yeah, we're good there. Oh yeah, fucking, we got the. I'll talk about it a little bit more when we get Twitch Gang back. But the fucking Clayface, the trailer for the Clayface movie dropped, and it looks fucking crazy. I'm a big fucking fan of Clayface, so I'm hyped up for that. Especially with the hold on, I gotta go water. There we go. Especially with the tone of the trailer, it looks so fucking good. An actual, maybe not proper, but like more proper horror movie. I mean, I guess it's like technically a different part of the DC arm of the DC Films arm, like this iteration of DC Films, because like, you know, past iterations have been kind of wonky, but I forget the director's name off the top of my head. But the guy that directed the Batman and then like the Penguin and stuff like that, either him or his team specifically is working on Clayface. And so Matt Reeves, that's it. The whole Matt Reeves Batman universe is shaping up to be really fucking good. Welcome back to Twitch Gang. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. What was I talking about before? I mean, during ad break, I was talking with the YouTube gang about the Clayface trailer that dropped a couple days ago. Looks really fucking good. Yeah. Okay. I'm a human being. I'm not a synth. You can't trick me with your light and magic and your witchcraft.
Are you sure? I don't mean to question you, but what's the first memory you have?
It's my dad. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell my life story to someone I barely know. Let's hear your answer first. Fuckface.
In a laboratory. In the Institute. They were pulling pieces of my head out.
Oh.
Something about wanting to test some neural process. That was every day for months. Strapped down. Operated on. And then I was out. The Institute has fail-safes to strip memories that could identify where they are, how to find them. But I do remember being quite content. I was free. that is my earliest memory. Now, yours.
Let's see. Doesn't matter. I just. Oh yeah. So we have different options here, specifically because we have the. I forget. I think the mod specifically is the Start Me Up mod, which allows us to start as not Nate or Nora, as a an independent character. But yeah, normally this part would be probably like, I remember my kid or my wife or whatever. But now it's just like, I don't fucking remember, because we started as a blank slate. So yeah, we don't really remember. I can't remember. I fell asleep, woke up, and the world still sucked. It doesn't really matter. This is pointless. It doesn't matter. Just take it a day at a time. That's all anyone can do. Yeah, doesn't matter. Just take it one day at a time. That's all anyone can do.
We so easily accept what's presented to us as the truth, don't we?
Sure do.
Funny how a memory
Robot Man.
can feel like a whole different reality. People, places, even sounds and colors can change. Or someone else has changed them. I won't lie to you. There will always be other explanations. Trauma, disease, the background radiation. They all take their toll on the mind. But I can promise you that we will accept you, no matter what you decide you are.
Thanks, G. I've heard enough. Where's Kasumi wow. Nakano. I'm fucking G. I don't know why I can never fucking remember their name properly. Properly. Where's Kasumi Nakano?
Of course. Kasumi is usually working down below. You can see her whenever you like. Acadia is open to you. Feel free to walk the grounds. Introduce yourself to my co-founders, Faraday and Chase. Did you need anything else before you go?
A hug. I'm very scared. Who are you? What's your story?
I came to this island over a century ago, hiding from my creators, the Institute. But after my escape felt secured, I was left with nothing. No programmed task. No false memories. I spent a year just sitting in a cave. Just sitting. One day, it finally occurred that maybe I could decide for myself what to do, who I was. I've been doing that ever since. Was there
Nice.
anything else?
So everyone here in Acadia is a synth? Acadia.
Yes. Either they were escapees we managed to find before the Institute could, or they were victims of a mind wipe, and we revealed the truth to them. You are from the Commonwealth, like Kasumi, yes? I'm sure you've had your own experiences with my kind.
That'd been pretty fucking negative. They keep trying to shoot me. Actually, technically, I haven't run into any in this save because the save is weird, but whatever. I'd like to hear about your experiences first. Tell me your secrets. Have you kissed anyone?
After I left the Commonwealth, it was decades before I met another of my kind. At first, I didn't believe it. I'm a prototype. I escaped long before synths could pass for human. I thought the person I was talking to was deluded at first, and then I realized the truth. That we were the same. I didn't know it then, but that's when Acadia really started.
Well, I know Nick, obviously. Duh.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, he's like, sure, whatever, bud. Let's see, I should get going. Tell me more about this place, Acadia.
All I want is to bring as many synths here as I can, and give them a chance to know what they really are. To embrace it. Beyond that, we just want to live in peace. I don't have any grand plans for expansion. Just existing as we are now is enough. Was there anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Of course.
Thanks, gamer.
Been there a long time. Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine. You worry too much.
Sometimes I feel like you don't worry enough. You know we blew 3 more relays this week. I'm coming in. You stay right there.
What is it? You? Where the fuck were you? Were right on the other side of the fucking thing. Why'd your voice sound like that?
Having a hard enough time keeping up with repairs before all this nonsense.
Maybe he was supposed to be back there, but for whatever reason wasn't.
To be concerned about.
It's not them. I'm concerned about you, Dima. You can't solve all the world's problems. Certainly not all at once.
Dearest Faraday, relax. All will be fine.
Yeah, fucking chill.
To Dima. You know why we're here. I
do.
certainly hope that you'll consider helping us. Dima's vision is worth fighting for.
Yeah. So you're a synth too?
I am. I hope that's not a problem for you. Dima has worked hard to create a place for us where we can be safe from those who don't accept us. He's put so much of himself into this, all his time and energy devoted to helping others. He never stops to think of himself. Sometimes I worry about, well, if I wasn't here to make sure his equipment is all functional. And that's not even mentioning maintaining the fog condensers. So many things to keep track of.
I much prefer the new design of the of the Fallout, but the old robots are the best design. Are the best of the old designs. You're like, what robot specifically? Which one you thinking? Which one you looking at? You do all this work by yourself?
Mostly, yes. I get help from the others when I can, but no one else really understands Dima the way I do.
Wow, pretentious. Why don't you just fucking kiss him if you love him so much? Can you tell me about the fog condensers? Brett?
Oh, those? Dima and I designed them when it became clear the fog was only getting worse. They're effective, but have such a limited range. Dima insisted we provide them to the people of Far Harbor, and I'm so glad we did. Without the condensers, I'm not sure they'd have anywhere left.
Nah, they'd be dead. They'd all be dead. Demon looks like he's had a lot of work done.
Well, that's certainly an understatement. Between the two of us, we've made so many modifications. He was just a prototype, never built for all this. It took a lot to overcome the limitations of the original design and expand his memory. It really is remarkable, isn't it? He's overcome so much. He's become so much more than he once was. And all he thinks of is others.
All of them? I don't know about that. I mean, compared to the Fallout 3 robots, the Fallout 4 Protectrons look way better. I mean, like, they're fine, but like I think the Fallout 4 ones look a little bit more realistic to a sense, but more what's the term? More utilitarian. Like, they look like they can be used, because we see like multiple different versions of Protectrons, like ones that work for the hospitals, ones that work for firefighters, ones that work construction and stuff like that, and those ones look a little bit more articulated and more like they can fulfill those like more detailed roles that that Protectrons are usually intended to fulfill, like effectively like the cheap labor of the robot game, you know. And then the older ones like we see in like Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I guess those would technically be like the older models. But yeah, they don't look as utilitarian as the newer ones. If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know.
Well, if you're determined to help, there is something you could do. It's likely somewhat dangerous, though, so I understand if you'd rather not. There's a boat along the coast of the island. It was transporting some hardware we needed. Storage drives. The boat never finished the trip, you see. So the drives are still out there. I could really use them here for extra parts, if nothing else. My understanding is that the boat wrecked southwest of here. So, does this sound like something you could handle?
I like how the Capital Wasteland mod has a stylized take on the Mr. Handys, combining the expressiveness of the old expressiveness of the new and the look of the old. I can't remember. Did they have any of the new Mr. Handys, or did they have Mr. Handys in Point Lookout? Because we played that, but I can't remember actually seeing any. So I can't really speak too much to that, because like I guess I'm not really like trying to like not spoil myself because it's a Fallout 3 remake, right? I don't know. All right, that's fair. But yeah, like it's a Fallout 3 remake, so there's nothing really like to spoil. But like, you know, for like the remaster of it, it's a lot more impactful when you see it all like brand new and everything, like boom right there. Yeah, I guess because like really like all, maybe not all, definitely not all, but like the majority of what the remasters are doing, like, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, stuff like that, is basically just, you know, making the older models look like nicer, right? Like it's all pretty much just like, you know, a high res or like an HD remake and stuff like that. I think that the Fallout 3 Capital Wasteland DLC or remaster, like the mod, is adding iron sights into the game. I would imagine, since it's being made with Fallout 4's engine. But they're both effectively going to be the same game. I don't know if the Fallout 4 mod remake is going to have base building and settlement building and stuff like that. I very much doubt that it is. But if it did, that'd be fucking insane. The point is, yeah, the older robots, of course, are gonna look fucking amazing when you, like, you know, upscale them like that. But to your point, yeah, I'm excited to see what like their reimagining of it is, you know, because I can't imagine they're going to stray super far from the original design. I don't know much for free. Oh, I don't do much for free. I thought I said I don't know much for free. Like, I don't know a whole lot of stuff for free anyway. But yeah, I'm like, they're definitely not going to stray too far from the original design of like robots from Fallout 3, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what sort of like creative decisions they made in like how they make them more modern looking, you know, like how they like bring up the resolution and the creative design. I used the Capital Wasteland robots mod along with, oh yeah, I forgot they had like a mod specifically that added like the either added or replaced the robot designs in Fallout 4 for the old ones. I can't remember which one specifically. Alongside the DC robots only mod that replaces all the robot mods when there's, okay, so it's two different ones. Okay, interesting. I'll have to look into, because at the moment anyway, I can't remember exactly what all of those ones look like. But I would imagine they look pretty cool because they got some pretty good people working over there on the Capital Wasteland mod. I still gotta fucking reach out to them and be like, hey, you guys want to come on? We can fucking talk about the thing. I gotta reach out to them, and I gotta reach out to. Wow, I just realized I need to reach out to like fucking all the major, maybe not all, because we definitely had a couple of mod authors come on recently, like Grim Doss for Fallout Chicago onto the podcast. But I got to reach out to like Miami and Cascadia and the Capital Wasteland project and Fallout 4 New Vegas. I got to reach out to all of them. Be like, hey, want to come out to the podcast? We could talk about Fallout and video games and stuff like that. Yeah, wow. All right, hold on real quick. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. right, I'm back. Okay. Let's see. I have a strange question. How do you feel about poly relationships? I'm asking because one of my friends is in one, and I don't know how to feel, and I want multiple viewpoints on it. I don't fucking give a shit. Like, if that's what they want to do, sure, whatever. Life's too short to fucking worry about shit like that. Like, oh, fucking, yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of opinions on a lot of stuff. That's when I like actually like just fucking don't give a shit about. Like a lot of like relationship stuff and like, oh, like, I mean, it's different. Like, oh, like I'm bi or I'm like ace or like this, that, or the other thing and stuff like that. And like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that. Or like to that question specifically, like this thing is going on with this person and like I don't know how to feel about that and stuff like that. When it comes to like relationship stuff and like identity stuff, it's like, yeah, sure, you know, you do you. There's a lot bigger stuff going on in the world than worrying about like, you know, what kind of relationship stuff other people are getting into, right? Unless it's something that's like bad for them, like they're getting into like, oh, my friend's getting in like a toxic relationship or something like that, or they're like, you know, being undervalued as like a member of this relationship or something like that. Then it's like, hey, you know, I like this thing's going on with my friend or whatever, and like I don't know how to think about that and stuff like that. That's probably the only situation where it should be like, oh my god, I'm sliding here. That's the only situation where it should be like, yeah, okay, now I should probably have some sort of opinion on this so I can help my friend. But if it's like, oh, they're in a poly relationship, it's like, all right, cool. Good for them. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, great. Yippee. Good for you. You found multiple people who you can be in a situation with. Like, that's cool. Great. What happened to the boat? Why didn't it make it?
The island is dangerous.
I failed.
But I really could use the spare parts.
Because I don't have a very high charisma.
Do you find them?
I don't know for free. Sure thing.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, G. Alright, let's see here. So there's a thing where we talked to... Actually, let's talk to Nick. Right now. Let me see if I can get up here. A door. It requires a key. And I don't have it. God damn. Alright, Nick, get up here. That's old Longfellow. Where's Nick? Nick, you rat bastard. Where did you go? Nick? Oh, there he is. What the fuck are you doing down there? Climb the stairs, you freako.
Go ahead. What? Oh, sorry. Just got my head full of what Dima was talking about. It's a bit of a shock. What do you think he is, really? Family?
I don't know, probably. Before I answer, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll keep.
Do you need a big hug?
Just need to figure this all out.
It's hard to deny it, Nick. The similarities between you two are pretty obvious.
I spent a long time wondering if the Institute had made any other prototypes. If I was just a failure, or they gave up, or just plain got bored. I always thought I was just more of their discarded trash. I never thought of the possibility that someone wanted me out. Helped me escape. There's got to be some kind of proof out there. What really happened between me and Dima? I'd appreciate it if we could keep an eye out.
Okie dokie. That sounds like a plan to me. What kind of proof would you be looking for?
I don't know. But our best bet is to keep looking into Dima and Acadia.
Of course, Nick. We'll find something.
Thanks. I know we don't have much to go on. Just keep me in mind if you find something that might give us some answers.
I will, for sure and for true, big gamer. Let's see, where were they? They were over here, because there's this room here, but I don't think this is the one that she's in. Yeah, this is Faraday's room. I forgot about that. Enjoyed the Discord. It's awesome. Links in chat and in the description. Ho ho ho, fancy. Let's see. I really need to fucking get that updated because I haven't. I've been fucking. I keep slipping on making it so that the chats are merged because like that used to be a thing, and then Twitch was like, "Oh, you can't do that," and then like a couple months later, they're like, "Oh, you can do that." It's like, cool, thanks.
You track Kasumi here. I'm impressed.
I mean, it was pretty fucking easy.
Efficiently as possible. But thankfully, she was never in any real danger. I'm afraid your journey was unnecessary.
So you're saying you could have done a better job of it? That was a competition. Geez, sorry.
Yes,
Oh.
absolutely. Acadia is a safe haven for synths. Were it not, I would not have aided anyone in reaching it. Every synth I've tracked down, every synth convinced to come here, has been assured that he or she will come to no harm. My job is to make sure they all remain safe, no matter what. Understand?
Yeah. How do you manage to track down synths and bring them here?
I have a network of contacts throughout the area. Some from my time with the Institute, some after. I know the Institute's tactics, and use that to my advantage. You have Dima's blessing, so by all means, make yourself comfortable.
I will indeed. What's your story?
I used to work for the Institute, returning synths that had escaped. I was tracking a synth and instead found Dima. He convinced me of the truth and the error of my ways.
Okay. Guess the conversation's done then. She just fucking walks away from me. Cool. I wasn't done chatting with you, madame.
Need something?
She was all like, I'm done talking to you.
I used
So
to work for
that's-
the Institute. I was tracking a... Did
Okay.
you need something? I used to work for the Institute, returning... I was track...
I don't know if that's
Need something?
an issue of my mod order, but that's different. Is there anything else I can do?
Actually, as a matter of fact, there is. If you're serious about contributing, well, we've got a situation I need someone to look into. You've had some experience traveling around the island, so you may be decently equipped to handle it.
That's a bold statement to say that I have experience waddling around the island when I just got here.
We were expecting a new synth to arrive, and he should have been here by now. There's been no sign of him, and I'm concerned that he might have become lost on the way here.
Have you had any leads on where he might be?
You should start by talking to Brooks in Far Harbor. He's
Brooks?
the boss.
Like from One Piece?
He's the one who
What the
meets
hell?
new arrivals and gets them started on the journey here. Of course, he's not likely to tell you anything without proof that you're working for me. If he doesn't cooperate, tell him that his designation is L792. That should convince him. That's as much help as I can give you for now. Please, hurry. If that synth is out there alone, he won't last long.
Alright. The arrival. Talk to Brooks. I don't think it's this level. Oh, no, it is. Okay.
I assume you're not planning on staying long.
Is there a problem?
Maybe. Maybe not. Acadia
Cool.
is only as
That clears
secure
things
as we
up.
make it. We take unnecessary risks. We get careless, and things can go bad. Fast. If there's a synth who needs a safe place, then we take them in. Let them live as a synth, without fear. You don't fit that description. That makes
Die.
you an unnecessary risk. It's nothing personal. Minimizing our contact with outsiders is just practical.
Is there anything I can say or do that would change your mind? Fuckface?
Just don't cause any problems.
Sorry. I already fucked up on that.
You want to buy something or what?
Ooh, you sell shit?
It's smaller than I'd like it to be. But then, we don't exactly have the numbers to fill someplace larger. Makes it easier to defend anyway. Forget it. Did you want something or not?
You said so. Ooh, actually, what's your story?
I don't like talking about it. I made it to Acadia. That's what matters. Now that I'm here, I'm going to make sure nothing happens to it.
Good. And I'm just going to walk away from this. God, everybody here just like talks and then is like, I'm done talking to you. And then they just walk away. And it's like, damn. What a fucking power move.
been here that long myself. Honestly,
Thanks.
I'd be dead right now if it weren't for Chase. Turns out it's pretty hard to live as a synth in the Commonwealth.
Yeah? Do you think you're better off here?
Oh, absolutely. I don't have to pretend, I don't have to lie, and I don't worry that someone's gonna kill me in my sleep.
I wouldn't count that out, though.
See you around, okay?
See, once again, it's just like, all right, cool, bye. We got an ad starting on Twitch here pretty soon. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Howdy.
Good time.
What's wrong?
We're doing this anyway? Even after saying I don't want to talk? God.
You talked to
Try
me.
having somebody botch a mind wipe on you and see how it feels. Then get back to me, okay?
What do you mean mind wipe?
Oh, for fuck's sake. You're a synth on the run. You go to someone, you get a new face, and they wipe your mind so the Institute can't find you. Only somebody screwed mine up. So here I am. Now just, please, leave me alone.
So you're that new fellow from the Commonwealth. It's so wonderful to meet someone from back home. I'm afraid Kasumi doesn't seem to want to discuss it, but how are things there?
Pretty fucked up.
Well, certainly. Why wouldn't I? It's where I came from. I would like to see it again someday. Once things settle down here. Acadia is all well and good, I suppose. But honestly, it does get a bit boring.
Alright, let's do that and then bounce over here and we'll chill out, hang out, buzz out until Twitch Gang gets back. I think that one of these days, because like one of the like good thing, bad things about the way that I have my streaming set up, you know, like Fallout Fridays and the weekend stream and stuff like that, is that I have again, we got like events like every week, right? We got Fallout Friday, we got the weekend stream where we're usually playing like, you know, a new popular game or like you know, going back on like a classic like Starfield or like, you know, some other stuff. But we don't really have streams where it's like, hey, this is just going to be like, you know, a day where like we don't have any like plans or anything. We're just gonna get in here and just kind of like goof around and stuff like that. And I usually like tinker with stuff like we've done with Fallout Fridays and like editing the load order and stuff like that, and like modding, and then like but then like having other days they're just like, oh, we're just gonna like, you know, tweak with the stream, like just some good old fashioned just chatting streams where we do like some creative or technical work and stuff like that. We don't really do those, you know. We don't really do creative or like, you know, creative or technical themed streams where it's just more of a just chatting sort of experience, because we always kind of got something to play, which is kind of one of those good thing, bad things kind of things, you know, because then it's like bigger updates like my avatar update or anything like that just kind of like happen, right? We don't go through the long arduous process of seeing all that happen. It's just kind of boom, one day update. But then like sometimes I feel like that'd be kind of fun, that'd be kind of interesting. But then like at the same time, we have the benefit of like always having something going on with like gameplay and stuff like that. And I feel like more people come. I mean, maybe not 100%. I would hope not 100%, but I feel like much more people come into the stream specifically for like gameplay and stuff. And I hope that some people are actually coming in to, you know, actually hang out with me and like chat with me and then like, you know, hang out with me. Make it all about me, god damn it. But yeah, I always kind of wonder like, man, how can we sort of like slide some of that stuff in? And sometimes like weeks are just like that. Like regular gameplay stuff kind of becomes a little bit more of just like a hangout sesh kind of thing, which is like, you know, good thing, bad thing, because then it's like it feels like stuff doesn't get as much progress made on it as it probably could. But then at the same time, it's like not everything needs to be like, you know, advancing like our position in the game or like our situation with streaming and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just fun to just get in, play a game, and just have fun with it. Well, and welcome back, Twitch Gang. Less ads, membership, bleh. You know how it goes. No offense, but are you crazy by any chance? Are you like medically insane.
Oh, you.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
I'm sure
The
I'll
fuck
see
was
you
that?
around. Do take care.
Okay, have fun. Don't die.
Most of us would probably be dead. It might not look like much, but this is the only place I know of where I don't need to hide who I am.
Dope. Happy for you. Let's get the fuck out of here, Longfellow. These guys are fucking crazy. Wasn't there somebody around here that like? Oh, was it you?
Acadia may not look like much from the outside, but it's all some of us have got.
I know. You guys tell me that
I was
constantly.
expecting, but it means there's hope, right?
No. Were you disappointed with what that? Were you disappointed with what you found?
I mean, look, I don't want to sound ungrateful. If it weren't for Acadia and for Dima, I'd probably be dead. I guess I was just hoping for more somehow. When I first escaped, I had no idea what to do with myself. I was so lost, so scared. But I heard rumors of Chase and what she was doing, that she was bringing people to a safe place. A place just for us. And now here I am, for all it's worth.
Gotcha. So now you're here. Then what? Huh? What next?
I don't know. I really don't. I've just got to keep telling myself I'm better off here than dead.
See, it's all just like chit chat, blah blah blah, and then bye. You've collected an issue of Islander's Almanac. 10% less damage from radiation-based attacks. Let's go! There was somebody else around here. We talked to you. Talked to you. You. Maybe you were the other person that I saw. You right there. That dude just kind of like I'm standing now. What up?
Did you need something?
There's somebody in here, if I remember correctly, though. Oh, yeah, you. Was good, Cog.
Your story.
I don't know. Why do you care?
I suppose I don't really. Just not too many visitors lately. That new girl and now you. That Kasumi's a good enough kid, I suppose. A little confused, maybe. But then, aren't we all?
No.
Not that anyone's asking, but I'll tell you. It all gets easier to deal with when you realize none of it matters. What
None
you
of it
are,
matters.
Where you came
Robin
from,
and die.
let go of all that, and life gets simple.
Is there anything you care about? It's actually it's funny that he says that specifically because there was a what was it? It was a clip I saw on TikTok of Queso. And I think he was talking about how he gets over like being like nervous or whatever like that, like afraid to do something like socially or something like that, like stream or whatever. And he said that the way that his outlook on it was kind of funny. He was basically like, oh, my whole thing for like, getting over like not being like scared or worried about it is to basically remember that like in 100 years, like nobody's going to remember it. Like everybody in chat's going to be dead. I'm going to be dead. Nobody's going to be, remembering anything about this stream. So it's like, if I like, goof up on it or whatever, like, oh, well, it's not going to leave like a lasting mark on history. So like, oh, it's not going to be a fucking major change or anything. And it's like, to an extent, I agree. But at the same time, it's like, like you're definitely going to, it's definitely going to have an impact on like some of the stuff that you're doing right now. But usually that's a pretty good way of thinking about it. Like, if like things don't go well now, then like it's not the end of the world. It's just kind of, like, oh man, I kind of borked up on that a little bit, And then I've always kind of like seen it like, oh, just like try it again, next time. Because especially social things, because I used to be, yo, what up, Mitts? I used to be like the same. I used to have a really big fear of like public speaking and stuff like that. And even in some of my like much earlier streams and content, you can see that even just like talking into a microphone is kind of like, hey, how's it going, guys? It's me, follower Toshi. We're back. We're playing video games, like stuff like that. And I feel like specifically for like content creators and stuff, we all kind of like come into our own version of like, what does our persona look like? You know, what is our mannerisms, our way of communicating, our way of talking, this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, you know, it's like a muscle, right? You only really develop that muscle by using it. And it's interesting how that muscle sort of shapes differently for different people. I've been trying to piece together a couple of odd Lego sets. Well, thankfully, they come with instructions, so it should be pretty easy to piece them together. Is there anything you care about? Not you, chat. The other guy.
I mean, staying alive is preferable to not. Beyond that, what's the point of
Valid.
Anyway.
What's the point of caring? What the fuck?
Using myself with trading. Don't have much to work with, but I'm always happy to make a good deal. Let me know if you need something. I probably won't have it, but let me know anyway.
So I can point you and be like, haha, anything interesting you can tell me about Acadia?
God, no. Have you looked around this place? Death by boredom is a legitimate concern. So, come on. You want to do a little trading?
No, fuck you. What's your story?
Me? No story here. Not one that matters, anyway. Like I said,
I don't think I have any caps to trade with either.
Ask,
I don't think I have any money. Oh, now he doesn't want to trade. Now he just fucking wants to walk away from me like everybody else in this fucking shithole. I'll be taking that. Yeah, I'll take that. And the purified water. And that's these stim packs. Run. Okay, there we go. Then Kasumi's down here. Bam! Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought that was gonna kick open.
Acadia's far away enough from the Institute that we don't have to worry, right?
Well, I don't know. Probably. Probably not, though. We're probably all gonna die. Kasumi's over here. Yo, what up, girl?
Sorry, I'm right in the middle of something.
What's that you're working on?
Just trying to cobble some pre-war junk into something usable. Now, do you mind telling me what you're doing here?
No. I'm a detective, I guess. I was hired to find you, technically.
You're a what? You came all this way for me?
You
marry me.
Without telling your folks why. You must have known they'd be worried.
Look, my mom and dad...
How old is Kasumi, actually? Is she 16 or is she 18? I take it back. Never mind. I was just joking. Chad, it was a joke. Seriously. Shut up. What the fuck? God damn it. What do you mean?
I'm not their daughter. I'm a Sith. I thought if I just left, it would be easier for them. How would that conversation have gone anyway?
Mom, Dad, I'm a robot. Beep boop bop boop.
Your real daughter is dead and I replaced her?
Yes. That's probably how that would go. Do you have any proof that you're actually a synth?
Little things. Dreams of waking up in a lab. Years I can't remember from when I was a kid. Not to mention how I never quite fit in back at home.
Kid, you're not a robot, okay? You're just autistic. Alright? Calm the fuck down. I think you're confused. Everyone has doubts about who they are sometimes. It's part of life. Has anyone... You haven't replaced anyone. Kenji and Rei are still your parents. Okay, I like that. Yeah, it worked.
I wish that was true. If I wasn't a synth, things would be so much simpler.
Not really.
Acadia isn't what I thought it was. There's more going on here than just the refuge. But I can't leave until I've gotten to the bottom of it. I've been running long enough.
Okay. What kind of problem is there in Arcadia?
It's a long
Acadia.
story. I just have to figure out how to... Wait, you find things. Track down answers. That's what you do, right?
I guess.
That's why you came after me. What if I told you that there's a secret? A big secret. Here.
I lean slightly negative on him.
Something
On who?
way more important than just one lost girl.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Where to begin? You saw all those computers that Dima's hooked up to, right? They hold his memories, or offload data from his brain. Or maybe some combination of both? Well, Faraday asked me to help do some repairs on them. And, you know, I got curious. There's like a century's worth of life experiences in there.
Uh-huh.
That's when I see it. Data models Dima has been making. One was the fog taking over Far Harbor. Another was a nuclear detonation on the island. Plus, death counts. What if Dima is so open and welcoming because he's actually hiding something from us? plan to wipe out the rest of the island?
We should get to the bottom of this. If Dima is putting on an act, we need to know.
About Dima? I mean, that's not 100%. It's not 100% out of pocket to say that, to be like a little bit negative on Dima, because like the entire, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't finished the Far Harbor DLC, for a 10-year-old game, but over the course of playing Far Harbor, we find out that Dima, I can't remember if it was intentionally or otherwise, but Dima actually ended up killing the, who was it? I think it was the lady who's actually in charge of Far Harbor, and replacing her with a synth, but it was more so to, like, you know, keep the peace on the island, because if the islanders ever found out that a synth, specifically a synth from, it was Avery? Okay, yeah, Avery. If they found out that a synth from Acadia killed and replaced one of their own, then it would just be like, it would be full on, like they would go out and they would just fucking wreck the whole place. And like, justifiably so, but in the process of like hiding it, Dima ensures a safer place for synths to go who are like trying to escape the Institute and like look for a better life and stuff like that. Then he cowardly took the memory out of his own head. And yeah, like that's the thing too. Like it was one of those situations where like two wrongs do make a right, because like, again, like you think like big picture on it, right? The like, you know, Dima fucked up, accidentally got somebody killed, knew that it was going to be perceived as an intentional killing, and then replaced that person with a synth and, you know, hid it all so that, you know, nobody would ever find out, because in the process of revealing the truth, it does, in a sense, more harm, or in theory, more harm than good, because the people of Acadia all get, like, you know, pushed out or killed or whatever. Faraday and Dima can't help keep the fog condensers, tuned up and working. So, you know, the fog eventually claims all of Far Harbor, and the people down on the docks also die. So it's like, it's bad. It's what is it? It's bad things done for a good reason in a sense. And to the larger point, like that is sort of the conversation. Did you miss my longer message, BTW? It's part of the reason why I lean slightly negative on Dima. No, that didn't go through. If you don't see it pop up on stream here, it probably didn't come through. So it probably didn't go through here. Can I see it on YouTube? Probably not, because the YouTube chat's being weird right now, so I can't see it on my end. Sometimes there's like text that doesn't go through OBS but appears on YouTube. And unfortunately it's just not showing here. But yeah, that's always been my take on it. I mean, like, that's what the story is basically spelling out. Like, the conversation, the point of the plot is to spark that conversation around, like, you know, what is the moralistic choice here? Is it to tell the citizens of Far Harbor the truth about what Dima did, or is it along with replacing the I forget his name, the leader of the Children of Adam on the island, because you also end up replacing him with a synth as well, or at least as a part of one path of the story. Are these bad things done for a good reason to help keep the peace? Are they, you know, it's that does the ends justify the means kind of conversation? The whole, like, you know, the Caesar's Legion thing, the fucking fake ass again. It's not the same conversation, but it's a similar conversation as like the Caesar's warped view of Hegelian dialectics, to where, oh, the ends justify the means. It's like, do these ends justify the means, which the means specifically are, you know, actively do keep the peace. And that's the whole point of the narrative, to make the player think about that conversation and that topic. And I think it does it very well. I think it's cool. Wish there was an option to make Dima outright state, I want you to take out and replace the Confessor, so he knows which memory to cowardly take out eventually. I mean, he basically says that, right? Because, like, you do that, you take out... He tells you, like, hey, we need to get the Children of Adam to calm the fuck down. The Confessor's kind of fucking schizo, which he's, like, absolutely right about that. He's, like, the Confessor is not a good dude. And then replacing him makes helps guide the Children of Adam in a less violent and zealous manner, which is another one of those things where it's like the ends justify the means, and to what extent does that make the actions, morally justifiable again. But, like, to that point, like, he tells you, like, more or less straight up, like, hey, go and take out the Confessor and we'll replace him. And I think he even does say that he's going to like, then take that memory out so he doesn't remember that either, or at least implies it. I don't know. Again, it's been a while since we got to since I played Far Harbor. But he resorts to the tactics of the Institute. Yeah, and that's another point that makes the story so much more interesting, because he's doing the exact same thing that he says the Institute does and is bad for, but he's doing, or at least in his mind, he's doing it for an altruistic reason. He's doing it in order to keep the peace, as opposed to, gaining power and, doing things that he doesn't want anybody else to do, which you can make an argument that he is. But the power that he's influencing is the power to, to have the outcome that he wants, which luckily for everybody else just so happens to be, keeping peace on the island. So it's a lot of contradictory things that seem to be all working against one another, but then, like, all seem to be working in favor of it. It's not confusing. It's just contradictory, and it works in a sense, narratively, or at least, part of the interpretation. It all kind of depends. The entire story all depends literally on your own morality and your own logic, or not logic, but your own philosophical understanding. I guess morals is the more proper term. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. That updated. Do you think synths are people? I think you mean the way I see it. It is no, they aren't people, but they are sentient and can live amongst people. Well, in that specific instance, you're just asking whether or not I think they're human, because you pretty much just defined that they're not people, but they are sentients. But then there's the deeper conversation about what personhood actually is and how you ascribe it to things. And that's just a question that we've been having about, like, synthetic minds, like AI and stuff, since the fucking conception of AI. So in a sense, you just answered your question for me. Like, do you think they're people? I don't, but they are, like, sentient. So they can live. I don't know if you meant they can live among people because, like, they're sentient, or they're sentient and by that extension should be allowed to, or have the capability of living amongst humans. I'm starting to consider having Dima be justifiably excused in Far Harbor by the character's canonical choice. Mit's character choice, yeah. And, like, yeah, and that's part of the whole conversation on whether or not you think that Dima should, in the process, or in the active unfolding of the story, whether or not you think, because I don't think anybody can say that Dima's actions because, again, I can't remember if he intentionally kills Avery or if he accidentally leads to her death, but to whatever extent that is, the actions that he takes following Avery's death in order to maintain like peace and security on the island. To that extent, it becomes it is asking the player to decide for themselves whether or not they think that that Dima should face consequences for his actions, weighed against the notion that Dima is doing in, again, it becomes more of a personal morality kind of thing, but is doing an objective good by providing a place for synths to, you know, eventually escape to, and then, you know, go on to live, you know, a better life than being a slave to the Institute. Again, a lot of that sort of lies on whether or not you think synths are human or are desert or have, like, you know, individuality and like personhood and stuff like that, and whether you think that the Institute being in control of that personhood is a good or a bad thing. So there's a lot of pre-assumptions to be made before you get to the point of like, I think Dima is a good or bad person for doing this. And again, that's part of the conversation, or that's part of the point of the story, to spark these conversations. And I think it's pretty cool. I believe it was intentional, if I remember correctly. In the holotape, he says, "Don't worry about her. That blood is on my hands." Well, I mean, like, yeah, but that could also very easily be read as like, hey, you know, this is my burden to bear. Like, whether or not it was an intentional or accidental event, he's more so saying this is my responsibility. It's my burden. But yeah, you said you're checking, so yeah, get back to me with information. You don't trust Dima after you came all this way for him? Oops, there we go.
I didn't come to Acadia for him. I came here because this place offered answers.
Does
and
it?
Now that I found a place I belong, I'd rather not lose it all if Dima is secretly planning to destroy everything.
God damn it, I was at the beginning of this stream waiting for you to read my comment before I realized I was at the beginning. Did you see it? Which comment? When speaking to the synth about to undergo plastic surgery. No, yeah, he's talking to the synth that's going to be turned into Avery, but like that synth is going to get his memory wiped. But again, is the verbiage of what he's saying showing that he killed, because he didn't just like, because that's like replacing Avery. I'm talking about like at the point where Avery dies. Did Dima do that intentionally? And do we have something that backs that up specifically, or was it an accident? Because I remember we find Avery's body in a cave, but I can't remember if that's where they died, and if so, under what circumstances, or if that's just like where Dima hid the body, you know? That I do not remember. That is the situation that I find myself entangled within. Let's do that. Okay. I'll help if I can, but it's not much to go on.
I know. I've been working on that, but I haven't had much luck.
Valentine like that.
Dima, Faraday, and Chase head into the laboratory at the other end of the hall. Then they come out later looking like they've been arguing. There's actually a storage space right next to there. It'd be a perfect spot to hide and eavesdrop, but it's been locked up. I've also tried breaking into Faraday's terminal, since he and Dima are so close, but the security on it is crazy.
Do you think censor people? Oh, okay, that one. I mean, like, the way you worded the question is strange, because you basically answered the question in your own. You basically answered your own question for you, because you say, "Do you think censor people?" The way I see it is that no, they aren't people, but they are sentient and can live among people. Because the way that you worded it effectively is asking, do you think that they're human beings? Which I don't think that they are, which is to say, no, they're not human beings. They're synths. But in the sense that they have personhood, which is it's the thing that we ascribe to things like, you know, like sentient AI, or maybe not talking animals specifically, but we understand that they have some larger consciousness and larger understanding of themselves that we also have, which is why we ascribe personhood to specific things based on how close they are to us. So So to that question, to the question, do I think synths are human beings? No, they're synths. They're artificial machines. They're androids. But do I think that they have personhood? Me personally, yeah, I think that they do. There's a whole, philosophical debate around whether or not artificial intelligence and the personhood that we ascribe to them is the same thing as like actual intelligence. Natural intelligence, I think it's also referred to as, that we have. And there's a whole fucking metaphysical, psychological, philosophical debate around that. And that's, just unfortunately where the conversation stops there, because it then becomes a whole like, oh, what do you think kind of thing. We got an ad starting here on Twitch very soon. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Vomiting because I'm chilling for Jeff Bezos. But yeah, so to that point, no, synths aren't human beings, they're synths. But to the point of like, do they have personhood? Me, yeah, I think they do. There's other people who are going to say, no, they're not. They're just like, it's all just like, a magic trick that like the AI is convincing you that it's a person having like thoughts and feelings and shit like that. And it's like, to that extent, like, yeah, they're not entirely wrong. It's just sort of like a different, it all boils down to like how you understand and how you define consciousness, which is not an easy question to answer. It's really fucking difficult. All right, let's swap over to here. There we go. Don't please, that blood is on my hand, not yours. Dima says the word manufactured when describing the risk of her being discovered. But that's still semi-vague. Yeah, that is kind of vague. But yeah, in that holotape specifically, the line that you're talking about, I don't think that really betrays one way or the other, an answer. Like, I don't, again, this is mostly because it's been a while since I played this. I don't remember what the circumstances of Avery's death are, whether or not we actually find out or not. But like, again, maybe that's also intentional. Maybe we were intentionally not supposed to know if Dima intentionally killed Avery or accidentally killed Avery. But maybe it doesn't matter either. Maybe it doesn't matter one way or the other. And the point, or the bigger point is, it happened. Dima did something as a response to it, which was replacing Avery, and now we're just kind of in the middle of everything and have to figure out whether or not it's morally justifiable to do something like that in his understanding for the greater good, which is creating a sanctuary for synths. Welcome back, Twitch gang. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Yeah. All right. Synths are literally just 3D printed humans, but with a chip in their brain. Well, their brains are chips, effectively. I mean, unless you're talking about Gen 3 synths, in which, like, it is brain matter, but, like, still. Whoa, lost my place here. They have all the right chemicals and such. Yeah, and again, Gen 3 synths specifically. I said a line before the on my hands part. Okay, yeah. Did she have to die might be a big clue. Yeah, because that did she have to die? That specifically more so implies that, well, because see, now that could be taken either way. It could be taken as like, oh, she accidentally died, and Dima's like, did this have to happen? Was there a way to prevent this? Or it could be like Dima had to act, and then he's under the same mindset, like, oh, could there have been another way? Did I have to do this? Stuff like that. Are you going to side with the children of Adam on this one? Nah. No. These ones are sussy. And I forget his name. I have never liked the confessor of this branch of the children of Adam. Never. Not once. He's a punk ass bitch. Because for all the fucking, like, for as much as I like, fucking funny, goofy, wacky cults and shit like that, like, that's why I'm a huge fan of the Children of Adam. Plus, they just got fucking, like, drip for days. Like, they're so cool and they're so interesting. But, like, for as much as I like that and as much as I like them, I absolutely hate people who have like fucking ego, who have like a superiority complex. I drastically hate it to the nth degree. It is my least favorite attribute in anyone. I hit a button there. That's my mistake. There's a oh wait, hold on a second.
Easy for us, is it?
Toshi wants to hear Nick quote Poe later.
I swear someone has the key.
If you get what I mean. Again, it's been a while since I played this DLC. I don't fucking know what the hell you're talking about. But I wouldn't be too surprised. Where is it? What am I doing? Oh, I'm going up. I'm talking to people. Let's go! Where? Oh, yeah, we gotta go up there and talk to them. Duh. Alright. What are we doing here? We're going into Faraday's room. We're hacking into his computer. We're gonna pick his brain. We're gonna be like, hey, yo, what's good? Ah, shit. My finger slipped. Alright. System status. I don't know why I went there. There we go. Things are bad. Far Harbor and the Children of Adam are at the brink of warring with each other, and we're caught in the middle. It's the fog condensers. We just wanted to protect those people from being wiped out by the fog, but the Children of Adam think that. Bleh. Wow, I lost my place. There it is. The Children of Adam think it's an affront to their god. They want the fog to spread all over the island, specifically Far Harbor, and the people of Far Harbor hate them right back. They blame the Children of Adam for spreading the fog, even though they're scientifically unlikely. Confessor Martin, that's it. If Confessor Martin was still in charge, oh no, that's the old one. Duh. If Confessor Martin was still in charge of the Children of Adam, we might have had a better chance. Dima and the old Confessor go way back. Martin was the one who found Dima in the old submarine base, and when Acadia was founded, it was Dima who gifted Martin and his followers with the base to serve as their new home. They renamed the base the Nucleus, and we were originally excited to be working together, making the island a safer place for everyone. Okay, cool. But now Confessor Martin has disappeared, and High Confessor Tectus has taken charge. He's a dangerous megalomaniac who wants to destroy Far Harbor at all costs. And he's been threatening us to help him. Worse, Dima left behind his original memory banks in the Nucleus when he left to found Acadia. He blames himself for his lack of judgment, but he's too hard on himself. The Children of Adam were our friends back when Martin was in charge, and those memory banks would have been difficult to transport. Dima has plenty of reasons to believe they would be safely locked behind the pre-war defense that Martin promised to never tamper with. Oh, God. Dima has been on this island for more than a century. Anything could be in those memory banks. If the Children of Adam find a way to access all that data, they could find something that would threaten the whole island. We're running out of time. I've convinced Dima that we need to send someone to get the memory banks. Interfacing with Dima's offloaded data won't be easy for someone else. So we're working on a computer program together. The program includes God, this is so fucking long. Set of instructions that Dima. This is why nobody reads the fucking terminals. They're too long. Especially nowadays, like back in like 2015, like this wouldn't be too bad. But everybody's all fucking TikTok brained now, so it's like, oh fuck, more than a paragraph. How am I ever gonna read all this? A set of instructions that Dima is going to make to help our agents. Yeah, to help our agent singular. Once they're inside the simulation, it'll also need tools to hack through the internal security protocols that the memory banks have. I think we should send Chase, but Dima thinks that's too risky. The children of Adam know her, and if she's spotted, then it's war. We need to send somebody else, if possible. But who? But who? Oh, download the Faraday program. Isn't that a thing? Oh no, I'm thinking of a Faraday box, which is actually kind of a cool bit of quote unquote technology. It's literally just like, I mean, it's not specifically like shoebox size. It could be like room size, but it's basically like a shoebox, and then you wrap the inside in tinfoil, and then you can put like for example, like a cell phone. You can put a cell phone in there, and like because the outside is wrapped in tinfoil, it can't like ping off of anything. So you've basically just made the phone like invisible to any sort of like tracking technology, which is pretty cool. Okay, there we go. I just wanted that to update on the OBS there. I think romancing Curie is weird because she's dealing with being a living being, and at every question... Okay, no, where is it? And at every question she asks you can flirt with her. I mean, yeah, it is a little bit, you know, outside of the normative, but I feel like... Because, I mean, it's not like she's like... Fucking... What movie was it? It was... Fuck, what was it? I want to say... Pretty... Hold on. Was this it? No, this definitely wasn't it. Oh, there it is. That's it. Okay, so yeah, a 2023 movie called Poor Things. Really great movie. I really enjoyed it. The basic synopsis is a scientist is able to recover a scientist in like 1800s. Like we're thinking like Frankenstein, right? Basically. A scientist is able to recover the corpse of a woman and her newborn child, or not newborn, a woman and her child still in the womb. The woman dies, but he's able to recover the child. And what he does is he basically implants the brain of the child into the brain of the full-grown woman. And at first it's like, the regular developmental stuff. Like she's a full-grown woman, but she's like, doesn't know how to read and doesn't know how to talk. And like, is real instinctual, this, that, and the other thing. And then like, we kind of progress with that and stuff. And it's like, eventually, we see, this full-grown woman body with the brain of like a literal newborn, get into some very adult situations. That's about as far as I'm gonna talk about that. And the story arc and the plot line and everything that she goes through, really cool, really great. I really enjoyed the film itself, and I thought it was really, really good, and I thought the narrative was really strong, but it's still very weird, seeing this individual get into all these adult actions, while still technically, if we're talking about like, the brain body conversation and the brain being like the person, technically the brain of like a 3-year-old, right? Maybe like a 4-year-old. It's very strange. It's a very like, again, more like where's the soul lie and stuff like that. Where does consciousness lie and stuff like that. And it's me personally, it kind of gives me the ick a little bit, but again, really like the story. For Curie, it's sort of the same thing, but Curie already sort of has a big understanding of like what it means to be human. She's just sort of adjusting to this new, this new sensory connection to the world, right? Breathing, getting hot, having, emotions about like empathy and love and stuff like that. And it's, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, you could see it like that. Like, oh, it's weird that you're like constantly flirting with her as she's like learning how to be a human. But then the other side is like, the other outlook on that is like, you're helping her to learn about that facet of, human life and human emotions, because it's like, I mean, you know, it's not to say like, oh, she would never find that with somebody else. But it is to say like that is her first experience with that. And I don't know, it's interesting. It is kind of weird, but me personally, I think less so in like you know, you're sort of like taking advantage of her situation, because I don't think it's that. I definitely don't think it's that, but I think it's more of like, you know, it's weird that you're also putting this upon her while she's learning to be human and stuff like that. And it's like, to an extent, yeah, but to a larger extent, like, I don't know. That's not how I look at it anyway. Imagine you meet and befriend a weird plastic man, and the reward is him giving you an entire military submarine dock base. I know, right? Like, hey, I found this funny robot guy in a cave. He's kind of cool. Let's be friends with him. Oh my God, is that a nuclear submarine? Absolute god tier luck. I know, right? Thick transatlantic accent. They made me the king of Far Harbor. What's up, Porto Wolf? Curie's new body was also developing. Hold on. There we go. Curie's new body was also developed with your son's DNA. Yeah, I see that every once in a while. Like the whole like, oh, like it's technically like to like, you know, try to date Curie and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know. I can definitely see the you know, the genealogy argument for that. I can definitely see the conversation for that. But it's like, I don't know. Because like, I feel, because it becomes a matter of like, okay, so in the like most technical of sense, yes, but at the exact same time, it's like the amount, the DNA is basically just like the structure, right? At least, you know, it's sort of implied, because we don't really know how they like develop, you know, how it goes from taking Sean's DNA to developing synths, right? So it's like, in a technical sense, like, yes, but at the same time, biologically and genealogically, no, because there could be so much like dilution and like, what's the other term? Like a large enough separation. Because if you like boil it down to it, like, we're all technically biologically related to each other. If you go like far enough down the timeline and like deep enough into like the DNA strands, right? Especially if you're any kind of, I don't even think it's Asian. I think if you're just like a dude in general, because what's the fucking like the party stat about Genghis Khan? Like 1 in 3 dudes like on the planet can trace their lineage back to Genghis Khan, just because he was getting that much trim, he was getting that much puh, or maybe it was Asian guys specifically. I don't know. But the point is, like, you can make all those conversations, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't make, you know, trying to get it on with Curie as, you know, the same as like trying to get it on with your, like, you know, your cousin or your, you know, your third nephew or whatever. Like, it's not the same. It's a similar sort of mental gymnastic, I think, but it's not really the same. But it is kind of weird when people phrase it like that. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. What are we doing with Dima? Get out of your chair. Oh fuck, he's getting out of his chair. What was the question? I know you left some of your memories behind in that old submarine base, and that you're worried that the children of Adam will get to them.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were taking your time learning more about us. Huh. I suppose you have.
But hello.
I can't send any of my people without risking the children of Adam linking them back to Acadia. But you're new to the island.
What are you planning, Dima? What kind of evil, sick, disgusting, twisted schemes do you have brewing in that tin can head of yours?
Before I begin, how much do you know? Did you have any questions for me? About Far Harbor, the children of Adam, or my memories?
You left your memories behind? How does that work?
As a prototype synth, My raw data capacity is limited. I began using computer banks to expand, to give me room to ponder, see new things.
Ponder.
I had to leave some of my earliest memories behind when I left the sub-base to the Children of Adam. I thought they were safe.
The Children of Adam on the island? You were helping them? What the fuck?
Yes. I know their faith in radiation as a type of god is a bit different.
Based? Oh.
But who am I to judge? I was using a submarine base as a home when Martin and his followers stumbled inside. They had been cast out of Far Harbor for their beliefs. When I left to found Acadia, I knew the base would be in safe hands. They needed a home, a place to belong, just like I did. But now Martin is gone, and his successor, Tectus, wants to finally end the feud with Far Harbor by letting the fog swallow them.
Are we a robot in Fallout 4? No, we're not a robot. Some people think we're a synth, but we're not a robot. Your people are crazy? What? Do people are crazy? What? What the hell? You're keeping Far Harbor safe. Is that it?
Not exactly. They're fiercely independent. But the fog was starting to choke more and more of the island. So I proposed a trade. We would give them the technology to keep the fog at bay, in return for them being a lifeline to the outside world. A safe dock, and a place to buy supplies. Unfortunately, the Children of Adam view the radioactive fog as a holy portent. And their bloody history with Far Harbor puts us at odds.
I know all I need to know. I'm God.
Then my plan is simple. Pose as a recruit and infiltrate the Children of Adam. Gain access to their base in the old command center, guarded by some pre-war security measures. You'll find my memory banks. I'll give you the program you need in order to access my memories. Bring me anything you find. It's not going to be like a normal hack. You'll be breaking through a version of my own mental network. It'll consider you to be an intruder.
Oh no.
The program with some instructions I've recorded that will help guide you through it. I'm afraid it's difficult to explain without seeing it for yourself.
Yeah, that's fair. Let me real quickly just adjust something on the thing. That's that. Oops, sorry, hold on. Blip blop blip blop blip blop blop blip blop blip blop blop blip blop blip blop blip blop blop blip blop. We can make an empire in Fallout 4. I mean, like, yeah, technically, if you. Oh, that's weird. Why did that get? Yeah, if you're talking about like the what is it? Oh, that's also not right. I'm gonna have to tweak that a little bit later. If you're talking about like the if you're talking about like the like Nuka World and stuff like that, and Nuka World, and then like you connect that to like your settlements in Boston, like yeah, technically it's pretty cool. Even if you're not talking about like Nuka World specifically, whoops, you're just talking about like the settlement system and stuff. It's like, yeah, technically you can make it even more like empire-y with like mods and stuff, which is also pretty cool. So how does this program work?
There will be a fairly ordinary looking terminal with some attachments. The program will give you access to the terminal. Once you attempt to obtain a memory, your perspective might shift a little.
Just a little.
Just relax then. The program will explain things to you as you need them.
As you need them to go inside of your brain. Actually, I already have the program. I was thorough.
Well, I guess that just means I've picked the right person for the job. One more thing before you leave. Whatever you do, don't assault the Children of Adam directly. Our ultimate goal must be to bring peace. If you attack them, they'll consider themselves at war with the outside world.
If we find anything suspicious in those memories of yours, we'll be back. Count on it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I don't actually think I gotta remember. I don't think I did. I think I still gotta turn on the like skip Dima's memory thing. But we're definitely not gonna get to that in today's stream. But yeah, I gotta remember to do that because there's no way in hell I'm gonna fucking do that shit. Fuck that. Join the Discord. It's awesome. Links in chat and the description. And below the chat if you're watching on Twitch.
What those death projections were about? It wasn't Dima planning to destroy the island. He's worried the children of Adam will. Or
yes.
Is he still hiding something? What could be in those memories that he would leave them behind? Is there really something in them that's dangerous?
Potentially.
Into his memories? Assuming you can get past the children of Adam, of course.
Correct. What was the question? What about the children of Adam? What do you know about them? Oh, about the children of Adam. What do you know about them?
Well, I heard about them a little bit back in the Commonwealth. Radiation worship, something like that.
Question mark?
I wasn't in Far Harbor long, but there's a lot of hatred for them there. I overheard someone talking about killing a child of Adam missionary. I can see why Dima would be worried. We just need to make sure we know he's not up to something else.
I'm getting paid for all this, right? I got this program that Faraday and Dima wrote. I suppose it's supposed to help me access the memory banks? Question mark?
Really? How would that work? When I was
fucking up.
in the computers he has here, Dima was hooked up to his chair. I was just tapping into it. I wonder if you'll need to, you know, connect to the old banks the way he does. Some kind of connection between your head and the computer. Oh,
right.
That's it. And then Faraday's program would be translating Dima's thoughts and data, helping you through any security guarding it. I'm sorry, I'm making assumptions. It's just, well, it's a little exciting, isn't it? You'll let me know what you find? I'll keep an eye on things here.
So say I get the memories. What then?
If it's something that would really threaten the island, then it's better out of the hands of the children of Adam. Or Far Harbor, even. And if Dima really can't be trusted, we'll have his own memories to confront him with.
What's this bottom one here? If I find all those memories... If I find... if all I find in those memories is just 100 years worth of Dima staring at a wall, I'm gonna get real... I'm gonna be real salty.
Well, if you did, that's almost good, right? That means they're harmless. Anyway, good luck.
Yeah, gee, thanks. Ooh, bottle caps, hell yeah. I've completed where you belong. I have done it. I've told the woman that she's not a robot. Actually, in fact, she's a real boy, but like a woman boy. Gain access to Dima's terminal. You got it. Oh fuck, that is the that is the thing where it's good. All right, fucking. We're gonna be puttering around for a little bit anyway, but like, son of a bitch. If we actually get to that point, I'm gonna have to remember to fucking like save, quit, and then fucking install that mod. I guess I could do that right now just to be safe. Let me see here real quick. You guys are gonna see it, but I'm seeing it. No, I actually don't. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Fallout 4 skip Dima memories. So here's the one from 2016. I'm seeing a lot of thanks for making this from 2026. So I'm assuming that this is still working. So let me just do this. And then let's get this installed. Can't believe I went this entire time without having this. Of course, like I've said a bajillion times, I always fucking... It's been a while since I actually made it to this point in any playthrough, so it's like, goddamn. Okay, so that's there. And then I just want to make sure it's right there. Okay, cool. Ooh, I wonder if I can actually... I probably can. And then just, like, save and exit out. Because I don't think it'll change up many of the files. Either that or it'll tremendously crash the game. One way to find out. Oh, well, it's down there anyway. Either that or it just doesn't change it when it's in here. Okay, anyway. Let's save. And then quit. And then I'll just run loot one more time. Hold on, everybody. You gotta hold on to your butts. Grip them real tight. It's getting crazy over here. Up. Nope. No order changed. Cool. And good. All right. So then let's do that one and that one. Oh, the ad's starting soon. Son of a bitch. If you guys on Twitch want to see less ads, consider becoming a Twitch member. God damn it. we had the fucking... I should have been paying attention to the to when the ad started. I could have done that when the ad was going on. All right. Let's load back in. All right. What am I doing? There we go. All right, let's see here. The best part about right now is that it's getting dark on Far Harbor, which is when spooky shit happens. I mean, not happens, but like that's when it's like spooky-er. Let's see. Oh yeah, Brooks. Eliminate the feral ghouls. What feral ghouls? Oh, yes, I remember. Talk to Pipper. All right. Let's see. We could probably do the ghouls one. Yeah, because all these are for Dima. So let's do this one first. Where do we got to go for that? I think we go to a specific settlement. This is a fucking settlement that we passed, too. Son of a bitch. All right. That one. Hell yeah. Into the darkness and shadows we go. This is going to be real interesting to see how this plays out, because, again, we're fucking squishy as shit. Did somebody say Fallout 4 Empire Wastes? Question mark? No. No, we didn't. Go back to working on your mod. You got a fucking designated channel though now. I mean, you technically always have, but like, yay, you know. Yay for stuff that we already did. Let's go. I'm jumping through the woods. Could I actually? Yeah, there we go. Ah, damn it. Ah, dang it. Let's go gambling. There's Nick Valentine, but where's old Longman? He's somewhere else. The fog got him, guys. Your Geiger counter doing cartwheels too? You don't have a Geiger counter. You're just a robot man. Oh fuck, it's Gulpus. Shit, it's a bunch of Gulpists. Help. Nick, the Gulpists are gonna get me. Yeah, this is gonna be real fucking bad for me, because again, like what level am I actually? I'm like fucking brand new. I'm only level 6. Holy fuck. This is even worse and I probably put all my stats in like fucking intelligence and shit. I'll shoot him from on high, Nick. Dog meat? Where the fuck were you? This whole time, you were just jackassing around somewhere. You freak. Toshi, you don't even have a Geiger counter, Nick. My mother was a Geiger counter. Don't you fucking say that shit about my mother. I'm like, oh shit. Now Nick Valentine's gonna beat my ass. Getting my ass kicked by Nick Valentine in Fallout 4? Question mark. Thumbnail where I'm like, oh! You know, gasping. Face on hands. Oh my god. It's a ghoul. Go get him, guys. Fuck him up. Where's old Longman? We could really use him in this fight. Dog meat, no. Bad Toshi. Letting Doggo get hurt. He just fucking popped in. He hasn't been here in like a fucking stream and a half. A full stream and a half. And he just hasn't been here. He's just been out futzing around. Did you not complete Dog Meat taking you to Fort Hagen? No, we did. We did all of that before we even got here. Kick his ass. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just be the hype man on the side. Yeah, let's go. Beat him up. What are you guys doing? Why are you coming over here? He's right there. Shoot him. Kill him dead. Guys, seriously. He's right in front of you, Nick. He's got to be here somewhere. Just punched in the face by a ghoul. The ghoul standing directly in front of him. All right, where's that other guy? I saw him go down around here somewhere. Is that him? Yeah, the legendary one. What you got? Yeah. This, you see this pipe right here? When I hit robots with it, it hurts them. Hell yeah. Fan-fucking-tastic. There was... Fuck, I can't remember what it was. It was a, I think it was the like the radiation gun, right? And it had some legendary effect on it. I can't remember what it was, but it basically like rendered it like useless because it did something about like not doing radiation damage or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was very like counterintuitive, and I'm like, yep, that's just kind of how the legendaries go. Sometimes it's just like, here's a gun that's actual just garbage. Oh god, he was sitting in the toilet. Quick, kill him. He's over there. He's right there. He's taking a crap. Catch him with his pants down. Bartoshi, aren't you gonna shoot? Hell no. I ain't gonna waste my bullets. Especially not when they actually hit him, do so much damage. See, look at that. They took him out in like 3 hits. 3-4 hits. One to mutate him, the other one's to kill him. 10% chance to disarm melee attackers on hit. Ooh, okay. Alright, alright.
Don't know what's more sore, my back or my feet.
Yes. Alright, sick. Trying to remember, but doesn't the game officially recommend being at least level 30 before going into Far Harbor? And somehow recommended being, I think, 50 plus for Nuka World. Pretty backwards. Why? Is Nuka World easier? I mean, you fight like a lot of robots, like first location in the game, and robots are usually like the more difficult ones. Oh, definitely my back. Yeah, right. The most you have to worry about in Nuka World is the Nuka variants and crickets. And then those fucking big-ass robots. Like you get... And then, like, the fucking... What are you talking about? Like, yeah, you got to worry about the crickets and stuff. And then you got the fucking gator claws that you have to worry about at one point in the story. And then, like, all the things you have to run through and kill while running through those different areas. Like, there's a lot in Nuka World that needs murderizing. I didn't want to wait to kill him. I just wanted to kill him. Far Harbor is way harder than Nuka World. I would argue that Far Harbor... So, specifically, it's been a while since I played either of those DLCs, so I'm mostly just talking from, like, fucking old experience at this point. But I would argue that Far Harbor is harder only because you have more environmental stuff to worry about. There's a lot more... the terrain is a lot more unforgiving, and the... and there's a lot more just, like, ambient radiation, right? Nuka World is a lot more, like, on the rails, right? There's not as much, like, random exploration and stuff like that, and the path that you're going on is a lot more linear. but then like you run into a lot more enemies, like just over the course of I'm not talking about just like running into like a random, like in Far Harbor, like running into a fog crawler when you're just like crossing the swamp or whatever, right? Like that's hard enough. But like in the course of actually doing the mission, there's a lot more stuff you have to contend with, story-wise, than in Far Harbor. There's the robots in the fucking outer space world. There's all those ghouls and all that extra like radiation stuff that you got to worry about in Kitty Kingdom. There's the blood bugs in or not blood bugs, but the fucking tremor worms in the cowboy area. And then eventually the fucking what is it? The gator claws in the safari zone area. Like and that's all like not taking into effect or taking into account the option of being able to just like, I'm just gonna fucking kill all these raiders right now. And it's like, that's a lot of fucking raiders you gotta deal with. Hold on, I got jackasses on my feet. Stop running from me. You're wasting my bullets. Red Death? Who's Red Death? Oh. What's the baby Mirelurk with red eyes called again? Oh yeah, I think it is. I think it is Red Death. Oh shit! Fucking goddamn it! He fucking threw that right in my face. Nick, do something! Kill these people! They're killing me, and I have 8 bullets left. And no other guns. At least I don't think I do. Kill them, Nick. Use your detective powers to murder them. Oh, there he is. Oh, I can't get him there. I have to get him on this side. Shit. Alright, let's see here. See, the bubber here is, he can actually do shit. Oh, I got bullets here. Never mind. We're good. Bang, 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 bang. Alright, sick. I'm not as helpless as I thought I was. Okay. Far Harbor's Way Harbor. Far Harbor and Nuka World. Far Harbor and Nuka World are both suggested by level 30. Okay. Gator claws are weaker death claws. I don't know if that's true. I don't remember if that's true or not. But you encounter the majority of them in like a group in like one specific area, don't you? Because you like get to that bottom area and then you're like, oh, I need to like release something, or I need to like do this, and then like it also releases the gator claws and you're like, oh fuck. Maybe I'm just overthinking the absolute monster those gulpers are. The gulpers are pretty bad. The gulpers are pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. And again, I'm speaking from like past experiences. It's been a while since I ran through either, but like I remember Nuka World being harder because there was more stuff to overcome, right? If I remember correctly. Let's be honest, the scariest thing in the galaxy are those ceiling laser turrets. No, yeah, that's one of the things that make it so much harder. Maybe not harder, but like a much bigger threat is that I don't know, Nuka World just feels harder because it feels so much more like geared up, right? It feels so much more like established. Like fucking Far Harbor feels difficult in the sense that there's I don't know, like it could be the difference between like built, you know, again, like built tall versus like built wide. Like Nuka World probably has like more stuff that you need to overcome versus Nick, sorry. Versus Far Harbor. Nick, please, Jesus. Versus Far Harbor where there's fewer things but they're stronger. Hi, Avery.
I'll be straight with you. It's
okay.
Never easy to ask anyone on this island for help, much less a stranger. I've got a responsibility to these people, and I have a job for you if you're up for it. Besides, I know you're tougher than you.
Shut up. Oh, God. What exactly do you need help with?
We get our drinking water from a purifier not far outside of town. We had a bad storm not long before you got here, and it must have damaged the fog condensers that protect the road to the purifier. I sent Howard Dunbar out to fix them. He was out there when the Mirelurks hit us, and I'm afraid they might have got him, too. I was hoping you might go have a look. If the worst happened, maybe you could get those fog condensers back online. If you're up to it, just head south out of town. It's paying work, of course. I wouldn't ask a stranger to stick their neck out on our behalf, unless I was willing to pay a fair share for it.
Yeah, like I'm looking at like different sources and stuff like that. It's all mostly Reddit because that's where everybody's talking about it. But it seems like, yeah, it says it seems like Far Harbor is like, again, like I was saying, like the difference between like built tall and built wide. Far Harbor is more difficult because it has higher level enemies, the radiation, and then there's it's also like harder to just like see in general, right? With like the fog, and then like it gets a lot darker. But then like Nuka World is often seen as difficult because while the combat's usually like pretty, you know, like you just go for it, it's real straightforward. The swarms of enemies that you run into in that game just like make it a lot more harder. So it's numbers versus like raw power in a sense.
And I have a job for you if you're up for it.
I was under the assumption they recommend different levels, although Nuka World should be recommended for higher levels, given the high crafting requirement for weapons and armor. You need like 3 or 4 armor smith and several other perks for selected upgrades. Yeah. But that's for like selected upgrades, you know? I mean, I don't know. Difficulty is a weird thing to track because it's one of two things. And I kind of talked about this a little bit when we were playing Cult of the Lamb. Like, I forget his name. The like, not the main boss, because Inya was the main boss of the Woolhaven DLC, but like the wolf guy that you were sent to go up against. He was more difficult because, for me anyway, he was more difficult for me because he threw more at you, right? He sort of swarmed you a little bit. There wasn't as much pattern to his attack style. Whereas with Inya, the actual final boss, while she did get kind of really bullet hell at some points, it was a lot easier to like predict what she was going to do and how to react to it. And it was usually like she's doing one thing specifically, and it's like that's what you have to deal with, compared to having to deal with multiple things at the same time and keep track of multiple things at the same time, and like where they are and what they're going, or like what they're gonna do. I guess one could be seen as like more bullet spongy, you know, and then the other is like harder specifically because of the raw numbers, and it's like, you know. It's like they're both difficult. It just kind of depends on how much your bullshit meter fills up when you're fighting them, right? Because I remember, it was one of the bosses in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't remember who specifically, but I like really struggled with that fight specifically because he just kept like spawning more dudes to fight me, and it was like, this isn't fun. I just have to fucking keep dealing with your little fucking underlings, and then you just snipe me from afar, which, like, you know, valid strat and stuff like that, but it's a lot more difficult because there's more things on the board that you have to worry about. They shouldn't have added secondary necessary perks being needed for crafting in Nuka World since it wasn't used in the base games. What do you mean crafting? Crafting in Nuka World specifically? What are you talking about? I thought you were just talking about like just crafting in the game in general. I'm happy to help with anything I can.
If you say so. We get our drinking water from a purifier not far outside of town. We had a bad storm not long before you got here, and it must have damaged the fog condensers that protect the road to the purifier. I sent Howard Dunbar out to fix them. He was out there when the Mirelurks hit us, and I'm afraid they might have got him, too. I was hoping you might go have a look. If the worst happened, maybe you could get those fog condensers back online. If you're up to it, just head south out of town. It's paying work, of course. I wouldn't ask a stranger to stick their neck out on our behalf, unless I was willing to pay a fair share for it.
Sick. What exactly are these fog condensers? How do they work?
Well, I'm no engineer, but the way it was explained to me, each fog condenser pulls in the air around it and then condenses it into liquid. The point being, the fog doesn't get past them. They make a barrier that protects the town. No fog means that
What happens to that liquid then?
living in it stay in it. They don't venture out too often. The fog's their home, I guess. The fog condensers eat up a lot of power, but we've got a wind farm that takes care of that. As long as the turbines stay charged, we stay safe.
If you want a shovel grip for your handmade rifle, you also need to have like rank 2 or 3 of melee weapons. For a shovel grip? The fuck do you mean a shovel grip? Like maybe you do more damage with like bash attacks or something? I mean, for the handmade specifically, I can kind of see that as making sense because like the handmade is such a versatile weapon. Like it's almost like too overpowered for like the game in general, right? Like that's like the end game weapon, the handmade rifle. So it's like, I guess it kind of makes sense that it has a little bit more, you need to like invest a little bit more into like being able to fully deck it out and stuff. So like, I don't know. I see where you're coming from. I just think that like it kind of makes more sense as like, you know, the end game weapon again. I don't know. Yeah. I guess that'd be my take on it. Am I going to need any tools to repair these, to make these repairs? Wait, am I going to need tools or parts if I make these repairs on my own?
The fog condensers need their power modules replaced, but Howard took the only spares we had. Either way, you're going to have to find him first.
If the base game had that kind of stuff, then I wouldn't be bothered. I mean, like, yeah, but then like it would just be harder to like, you know, craft stuff in general. And it's like to the point where like, oh, it should be harder to like make these specific, you know, harder in general to like amp up the survival crafting element of it. Yeah, sure, but then like, you know, it wouldn't be as fun. I would argue anyway. Like, don't get me wrong, like crafting and survival elements and stuff like that. Dope, hell yeah, you know, make them like realistic and stuff. But when they're like realistic to the point where it's like, it's like a lot, it's a much bigger time investment in order to craft something, then it just becomes more of like a chore. And I guess it really becomes a much bigger question of like, you know, how much of the game do you want specifically to be like crafting and, you know, base building and weapon modifications and stuff, and how much you want it to be like, you know, other things. And I guess Bethesda decided to sort of split the difference on everything, but again, that like in-game weapon. At least that'd be my thought process on it. To craft a stealth upgrade with a combat knife, you need a little bit of stealth rank up. I mean, like, yeah, but then like again, for like, oh, I want to put like a stealth upgrade on just like a basic combat knife that can be found like literally anywhere else in the game. It's like, you know, like, yeah, maybe, but then like again, for a basic knife on a combat knife too, like a starter weapon, I don't know. That seems like a big ask. Realistic, sure, maybe, but then it seems sort of like not counterintuitive, but like you're working backwards, right? Like, oh, we made the specific perk requirements for modifying this one specific gun that's only added in a DLC. We made that a lot more detail orientated to where you need specific perks in order to do specific add-ons. Now let's do that for every other weapon in the game. No, I don't get it. I don't buy it. It's not selling me. I think like if they wanted to do that from the get-go, sure, but then like again, the crafting stuff would be a lot more tedious and ergo less fun, and more so specifically because we have to remember this came out in 2015 and was like a brand new thing for Fallout. Maybe not brand new, but like newer. And it would like if it wasn't as fun and easy to mod weapons in Fallout 4 when it first came out, it would have been seen. It would have had a much more negative reception, and people wouldn't have been on as into it. In like a future game like Fallout 5, sure, maybe I could see that. Weapon and armor crafting in Starfield is a little bit like that, to where you need like not specific perks, but you need like specific elements and like ores and stuff like that. Maybe not ores, but like specific tech, specific parts and components in order to like craft and upgrade and stuff. Which is, again, a little bit more of a time investment, because then you got to go out and you got to get that stuff. But that's sort of part of how that game works. That's part of how realism is balanced in that game specifically. All right, I'll head out now.
Our water supply won't last much longer. The fog.
Cool, thanks. Okay. There we go. Had to wake my mouse up. All right, I did it. I myrtleized them ghouls. You're far away. There you go.
Hero of our saga returns triumphant.
Thanks.
I bet the island didn't see that coming. It's only
the island can't see at all.
Here's 200 caps for you.
Thanks. I think I deserve a little bit more than that.
Well, the real treasure's waiting for you at the end of the story. But we haven't got to that yet. I've been thinking about what's next, and then it came to me. We all love our grandparents, don't we? Kind, gentle, doting, love to spoil you. You'd never want something awful to happen to them. Nobody would. That's why it broke my heart when I lost Grandpa George.
Grandpa George, no! What happened to him? Well, lost someone. Okay, that's both. What happened to him?
He had a farm, little ways north of here. Lived a peaceful life, working the land and not causing anyone trouble. The island sent something after him. A huge monster, mean as spit, and with claws to snap steel beams.
Mean as spit? What the hell does that mean?
Grandpa bravely stood his ground, a shotgun in his hands, holding off that terror while the farmhands fled back here. If you can take out that shell-backed devil, it'll send a message loud and clear that says the Daltons never forget when they've been wronged.
It would help people feel more focused in on a playstyle investment similar to previous titles with investing into skills. Yeah, but like we have to remember that Fallout 4 is and has sort of been from its inception a much more streamlined RPG experience, which is why there wasn't like a level cap. You just keep going and eventually unlock everything, right? If you wanted to do something like, you know, Wasteland 3 to where you can focus somebody on being like the crafting guy, right? Of course, this is under the assumption that, you know, we're working with like a group of people, like a team rather than one person. Like if you want somebody to be the crafting guy who can make all the crazy stuff because he has all like the perks and abilities related to it, that's one thing. But if you just have the one character, then to spend a lot of time, say we use like Fallout, what did the previous titles have level caps? I think, let me see, because it got increased. I want to say that I'm probably wrong on this one, but I think Fallout 3 was 30, and then I think Fallout New Vegas went to 50, if I remember correctly. But like specifically, right? Like if we went with a system like that, where even if we were like super generous and went with well, I'm gonna say Fallout 3, and we get a perk every level, right? Because if we did it with Fallout New Vegas and we got a perk every level and went all the way to 50, that's fucking crazy. Jesus, that low? Yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. Because it's that. All right, let me put this into perspective actually. So the standard getting a little off here for a second. The standard level, or sorry, the maximum level that you can have in Dungeons and Dragons is 20, right? That's to sort of like, you know, make it so that your character can still be powerful and stuff, but not like super overpowered, right? So you can only go to level 20, and there's like not restrictions But there's like certain things that you can only get at certain levels, right? In the Fallout, in the Fallout tabletop RPG that I've played before, I believe the level cap is also 20. Porter Wolf, if you're in the chat, I played it with you. You probably remember better than me, if you do. But what is it? Oh wait, I'm forgetting. It's not 1 point per level. Yeah, and like that's the thing. Even if we, but okay, so that whole tangent there with Dungeons and Dragons, that was then to jump to Baldur's Gate 3, where it's the same universe and everything, same basic rules, but it's lower to level 12 again for that difficulty focus thing. Jumping from that, we got ads starting here on Twitch pretty soon. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Blech. Shilling for Jeff Bezos. Blech. Making me throw up. Wow, that was actually really quickly. Shit. Anyway, if we go from going into Fallout specifically, right? If we go into Fallout, and even if we go with something like Fallout 3 specifically, because I think if we were to do it like 1 perk point every level and go with like Fallout 4, that's way too high. If we did something more generous, like Fallout 3, where like the level cap is like 30 or something like that, and we gave them like a perk every single point, if we were to make every single modification have, maybe not every single weapon mod, but like a lot of weapon mods, a lot of weapon and armor mods needed a specific perk in order to unlock it, then that's taking more perk points away from other things like damage multipliers or defense multipliers or specific armor builds or specific, speech or environmental navigation perks and stuff, right? That's taking points away from the perk points that allow you to interact more strongly with the game's world, and instead shifting them more into crafting for the sake of that, logical realism and stuff, which isn't a bad thing. But what I'm saying specifically, welcome back, Twitch gang. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Blah. What I'm saying specifically is that if you want to go with something like that, you can't do a traditional RPG style, because you then have you'll then have people putting all these points into a specific, specifically into being able to unlock all the weapon and armor modifications, removing a lot of their other options as far as being able to, mod and tinker with weapons and armor and stuff like that. And not having as many in, again, other mods that help with, damage output and damage resistance and, navigation, speech checks and all that stuff, which is fine. But then the problem on top of that becomes, people are going to be doing one or two things. One, they're just going to be doing that and just like suffering the consequences and like, oh, okay, this is how you spec, not my fault that the game's harder, which is valid. But then you'll have other people who are going to then, okay, so I probably don't want to spec into, like, am I going to go with pistol build or like shotgun build or like any of these other builds and like forgo all other weapons and armor, so that I can maximize the number of perks that I have available to me. That guy just pushed me right onto the table. Am I going to like min-max in that way? And it's like, again, you can do that. That's perfectly fine. In fact, Fallout actually does that a little bit too with Fallout 76. But the problem then becomes you're spending so much time like focusing on like the min-maxing and like the stat distribution. And then it becomes like a matter of like, okay, I need to get this gun at this point to have this much of a maximum influence on how I play the game, because this is my main weapon build. And does it become a much more like raw RPG experience? Yeah, but then you're running into the counter of like, that's not the current reality of Fallout, right? Even going back specifically to like this, like Fallout 3, right? They didn't do that, one, because they weren't like hyper focused on making mods or weapons super moddable, but then also specifically, it would have been just too much of a just not distraction. It would have shifted too far from what they were trying to make the game, which was a lot more, you know, action oriented, a lot more, you know, first person shooter focused thing, where the player had a lot more agency in how they were, you know, navigating the world specifically and putting that into you know, again, stat min-maxing. Wasteland 3 is a really good example in this point because it's pretty much, I'm gonna have to move at it. There we go. It's fucking distracting. Jesus Christ. Wasteland 3 is a really good example in this case because it basically does that. It allows you to sort of like I was talking about earlier, you can make like a guy who's like the weapons and armor guy, right? The like tech dude who like makes your shit all like super awesome and stuff. But in Wasteland 3, you can do that, but because you're running in like a team of like 4 people, you can have one person that focuses on that and then other people who focus on like other parts of the world, like, you know, working or, you know, not stat stuff, like dialogue stuff, weapon output, specific skills and abilities and stuff like that. You can do that because it's a team-based adventure. You can do that in like Baldur's Gate, for example. Not so much with like armor and weapon modification, because that's not really a thing, but you have different characters that fill different roles. In Fallout, you're just one guy. So you either make yourself a jack of all trades where you can do anything and everything in the game, or you limit yourself with a level cap like you have in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Which one's better? I don't know. That's a personal decision. But the point is, there's only so much realism that can be put into an RPG before it starts to become a lot more tedious and boring and unfair in a sense. Maybe not unfair, but to where the ends don't really justify the means, right? It's not, because like I said before, in Baldur's Gate 3, you only have like 12 levels to work with. So if you spent like, you know, and even then in Baldur's Gate 3, you get feats, which is something that like FEATS, which is like, you know, like a perk or an achievement. Everything else is sort of like stat based. You only get that like every 3 levels, something like that. Every 4 levels, I can't remember. But if you're trying to, why is fucking everybody pushing me? Stop pushing me! God damn it! It's that same son of a bitch. Again, it's the point is it becomes a really difficult balancing act to where like, okay, we need to balance realism against like, you know, what's fun in an RPG, what's streamlined for player enjoyment and stuff like that, to make sure that the most amount of people can have the most amount of, you know, quote unquote seamless fun when it comes to engaging in like the actual process of playing the game and not, you know, manipulating the stats and the technical aspect of the game. It's a balancing act there. And when it comes to the like specific armor and weapon modifications requiring specific perks and abilities and stuff, making it so that it's super like not tactile, but like super specific like that. In a game like Fallout 4 where there's no level cap, sure. But in a game that's a lot more like traditional RPG, which has like level caps and stuff, that just becomes a tremendously burdensome reality. That's just it's not worth it. It's not worth the time. The juice isn't worth the squeeze, in a sense. It's not easy. RPG systems aren't easy. They're supposed to be complicated. And with that complication comes a lot of like sacrifice on either realism or I guess approachability. Because I think that was a problem that a lot of people had with Baldur's Gate 3. It was a lot more technical and a lot more difficult to approach for people who are more used to just like games where you just like drop it and go, right? Like Fallout 4. Star Pixie, there we go. Star Pixie, thank you for the follow. Huge, gigantic, absolute gamer. You either came in like you were either there for the entire rant or came in like right at the end of that rant there. But that was a big rant. Okay. Where can I find this farm?
Follow the coastline to the north.
Follow it to the north. Wow, that was just straightforward. All right. Grandpa George is gonna get domed right at the end. Okay, that's probably actually for the better, because I was on a long tangent about like RPG elements and stuff. Like the fucking it was I don't even know everything. I just kind of fucking talked off the chest there. It was a lot of like the conversation around like uncapped versus like capped levels, and like realism versus I guess fun factor in a sense. The fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you?
Ah, you there. Are you that detective I've heard about?
Wait, why are you here? You were all the way back in Far Harbor. Who said I was a detective?
Mayor Avery said that someone new had arrived on the island.
BTW, have you heard of Look Outside? I have. I actually have it. I was considering playing it on stream for a while. And then it just kind of like time passed, and I'm all like, now it's a little bit past, and like I've seen like the ending of the game, so it's been like spoiled for me and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, it could still be fun, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really like playing games on stream that I already like know a lot about, because then it's my live reactions and stuff feel a lot less genuine, you know? Like I could fake that shit, but it would be bad because I'm bad at faking shit. Love your PNG. Thank you. It's what is it? It's done using PNG Tuber Plus, which is a little bit more detailed orientated. Like if you look closely at like my gas mask, it's like moving up and down because like I'm talking and stuff like that. And then obviously my arms and hands move and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of that. I mean, there's definitely like more detail and stuff that could be added to it if there was somebody I knew who was like actually good at this shit, at like making VTuber models and stuff like that, specifically like these 2D ones. This shit would look insane. I just don't have such technical aptitudes, nor the time to really focus on it. Yeah, I guess so.
I'm afraid that any further negotiations will have to be with my
With your employer. Never gonna play it myself, because I'm not a fan of turn-based games. I mean, that's fair. I have a friend who's also not super into those games. Like so much to the point where like he never even got into like Pokemon, like the originals, because they were just fucking like turn-based, and he's all like just sitting there like, oh my god, just fucking do something. Stop standing there and getting your ass beat and shit like that. I kind of turned him on a little bit to Expedition 33, because I'm like, look, it's got like a fucking dodge and parry mechanic, so like it's turn-based and stuff. But then like you can block attacks, and he's like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of thought you'd lead into that. Where did the crime take place? Was it your house? Was it my dad's house?
At the Cliff's Edge Hotel.
Ah, I was close.
Will you help us solve this heinous crime?
Maybe. Who's the victim?
I really shouldn't.
Shit.
Say. Not here, where there might be paparazzi lurking about.
The fuck do the Italians have to do with anything? What the fuck is this lady on about? She's crazy.
I shouldn't say out here in the open.
Okay, well, never mind. We got it. I don't know why we had the option to do that twice.
Will you help us solve this heinous crime?
I just started back on Fallout 4 again, trying to beat it this time. That's fair. How far have you gotten previously? All right, I'll help.
Oh, thank goodness. Shall I guide you to the Cliff's Edge Hotel now?
You got any game genres you refuse to play? I guess refuse is kind of a strong word, but like I'm not a super big fan of what is it? I'm not a super big fan of sports games. I'm not a super big fan of racing games. I'm not like a real big fan of like, I guess like more directly first person shooter kind of games, or even just like shooting mechanic games in general. So like you're thinking like Fortnite, you're thinking like, which is funny because I played both Fortnite and PUBG, and like they're fine, but they're just not really like my go-to games, you know. And then stuff like, you know, Call of Duty and stuff like that. I'm also not super into like those. I guess more so specifically like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, a lot of those more. I guess that's not even really like the genre. That's more so like PvP and stuff like that. I'm not good at, I don't like competitive games. I'm not super good at them. But yeah, I guess more so the point, like the genres I'm less attracted to, it's mostly like straight first person shooters and then, like racing games, you know, they just don't do it for me. My brother's like super into racing games. He loves racing games. Me, nah, not so much. It's been a long time since I played, so I couldn't remember. But I know I had at least 15 hours in now. I'm in 4 hours with a save. That's fair. 15 hours in Fallout 4. That could be fucking anywhere. That could be like 5 minutes before the end of the game. That could be like you haven't even you're still in Sanctuary, like building and shit. Where's it again?
The Cliff's Edge Hotel, just up the coast from town. You really can't miss it. Shall we be off?
Maybe refuse is a strong word. Maybe just like we'll do it. Yeah.
Let's be off then.
Inside, you got...
Wait. Somebody out there? Who's out there? I gotta take my gun out and shoot him. Bang, 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 bang. Let's get the fuck out of here. I have no idea why she was just like standing out here. She was in Far Harbor. And then she's just kind of like, oh, now I'm out here. For some reason. It's like, what the fuck? What the hell are you doing? Are you on drugs? Are you on crack cocaine? Are you on methamphetamines? Alright, they're dead. Oh, there's another one in there. Hold on. We gotta find him. We gotta find him and take him out. There's a cannon! Oh, God! How dare you jump me? Literally jumped out of the fog at me. What an asshole. Anybody else in here? Oh, God, there is somebody else in here. Get him. There we go. Fucking, he's standing right in front of you, Longfellow. And you're the one with the big gun. I rang the bell. Oh, get my way. Alright. I rang the bell again. Can't get up there. Alright, nothing really going on here. Let's keep boogieing. I saw a theory a while back that dog meat is a synth. Yeah, there's a stronger argument to be said that dog meat is a synth because, like, think about it, a fucking absolutely clean fucking. It's not German Shepherd. Is it German Shepherd? Is that the kind of dog meat is? But anyway, like a perfectly clean, perfectly pristine dog in the middle of a fucking nuclear apocalypse just so happens to have, one, all these connections to a bunch of different characters like Nick Valentine and Mama Murphy, but then two, also just so happens to be at the gas station right outside of Vault 111, where we were basically in as many words told, spoiler alert, that the head of the Institute knew we were there and intentionally opened up our pod. Yeah, dog meat might be an Institute spy. I'm just saying. Ow. Especially when you consider the fact that the Institute can do that because they have, like, guerrilla synths, and there's a very strong theory that the birds and, like, the crows that you run into in Fallout 4 are all synths as well. Like, they're like cameras for the Institute. The birds aren't real. The theory was right. Like, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, like, there's a strong theory that dog meat is a synth. Probably a little bit stronger than like, you know, the player character being a synth, but, like, you know, nevertheless. Which is funny because I think there's less evidence to it too, because there's not a whole lot of evidence. It's just a theory. Like, I don't even know if it's going off of anything specific other than, like, it sure is weird that this pristine, well-bred, well-kept dog is just outside of the area where we start, right? But there's nothing, like, in-game that really backs anything up one way or the other. I'm on the roof. All right, let's see. I just finished the Fallout show yesterday. That's why I got back into playing it. That's fair. Like, you got all caught up with season 2. Season 2 was great. I like the whole show. There's no synth component on his inventory. Well, that's the thing. There didn't need to be one because you couldn't actually kill him. In the vanilla game, you can't kill dog meat. It's impossible. So it's like, why would they bother putting a synth component on this character if you can't kill them? If they can't actually die? Like, you can kill Sturgis, if I remember correctly. You can kill Sturgis and you can find the synth component on him. But you can't kill dog meat. Yeah, I definitely love doing a lot the Sanctuary. Like that. Yeah. Building in Sanctuary is something that I think a lot of players get like stuck on so quickly. I even applied for application for Fallout casting. Nice. Hell yeah. I applied. I can't remember. What was the name of the show? I think the show was like Fallout Shelter, but they're working on like... You can't kill Sturgis, but he has one. Really? Interesting. I thought you could kill Sturgis. Huh. Well, either way, yeah, he has one. But, like, dog meat? No. Probably, like, a stronger argument because he's a companion and stuff. But, like, still, for dog meat, like, they intentionally made it impossible for dog meat to die. So why would they put a component on there if it was not technically possible to kill him? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I can't make it up there. I can't jump up the rocks. I always have to kind of like check in with myself and remind myself, like, I'm not playing Fallout 76. Oh, no! Nice. I'm playing Fallout 4, and I can't do the fucking crazy jumps like I can in Fallout 76. Where are you?
Just once.
No, you're over there.
Me find a
Magnolia is a synth. Yep. Magnolia is a synth. Sturgis is a synth. Who else? Deacon isn't a synth. I'm trying to remember who else. McDonough's a synth, but we already knew that. Fuck, who else? There's somebody else. I want to say the school teacher in Diamond City is a synth, but I don't think that's right. Somebody else in Diamond City is a synth. It's not Mo. Oh! The fog crawler. Pot shots, pot shots. Ooh, actually, those headshots were doing pretty good. Yeah, you just stay there. I'm just gonna keep shooting at you. All right, that wasn't too bad. Get rolled, fucking idiot. It's the lady that hates synths, the one experimenting on him in the in Covenant, or are you talking about the Myrna in Diamond City? If it's Myrna, that'd be real funny. that'd be funny as shit, actually. Boy, do I hate synths. Guess what? I got bad news for you, gamer. You is one. All right, so we did the thing, right? God, I need to get fucking I need to get more fans for my computer because it's fucking hot in here. My computer's running fucking hot as shit. Son of a bitch. Going to Lurk, gonna get some pizza and watch. Hell yeah. I wish I had pizza right now. Pizza's good. Join the Discord. Link in the description. Add into the chat? Question mark? It is, but like, you know. Okay. I gotta run through this fucking radiation to get it shit. Oh, just fucking goddamn it. In Diamond City, the one that runs the general store. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Who else? Part of me wants to say somebody else on like the survival team for
Shooting up a truck full of good wine. I hope
just a whole fucking set of fucking Vim Power Armor. I can't get around it though. Oh well. I don't use Power Armor anyway. I probably should, but like I don't. So like, you know. Plus, I don't have, like, the stats and all that shit for it, so, like, the fusion core is gonna run out real fast. Run, bunny! Run! Run! He's running in slow motion. Ah, there he goes. Alright, he's good. He's good. Dance. Oh, yeah, dance. I kind of... I kind of always overlook Dance because his is, like, a story-related one. It's not really, like, an unknown, right? Oh, wait, she's not. That's a mod I use. Never mind. The fuck are you talking about? You talking about, Myrna in Diamond City? How dare you lie to me in such ways? Alright, no, we good. I thought something was gonna blow up or start shooting at me. I heard some kind of like... Run! Alright. I probably should have just fast traveled. Because we already walked all the way there. Now we're walking all the way back. What the helly? How far are we? Man, we're like right there. We'll hoof it on this one. We'll worry about other shit later. You can see, like, normally, I mean, maybe not normally, but I usually try not to open my windows when I'm streaming, just because, like, you know, I don't want fucking all that the excess sound to spill out into the neighborhood. But, like, with, like, right now, I probably would because it's hot out, because it's fucking hot in here because my computer's going, it's going crazy mode. But then, like, again, there's fucking roofing work going on next door, so it's like, dunk, 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 you know, roofing sounds, and I don't need that in my stream. I don't even know if those would actually get picked up. So, nah, I'd still get distracted with them either way. Let's see. Radaway.
If you ain't armed, you ain't long for this war.
I hope the harbor's being good to you.
It's not. It's being real mean.
You eyeing me, mainlander?
Hey, yo, what up, Grr?
Wonderful. That's another chapter successfully concluded. You truly are the heroic Avenger I hoped you were. With that fog crawler gone, we can send some folks up there to get the place ready for you. That's right. The farm is yours. Your own little piece of the island. It'll take work to get it up and running again, but you'll have help. And here's another 200 caps in gratitude for your service to the great Dalton lineage.
For your service. Surely a heroic Avenger deserves more than 200 caps.
Certainly. And you'll get more, but not until the story's done.
God damn it. Son of a bitch. My persuasion attempt failed.
I don't have to tell you that the bonds of blood and family are strong. As strong as any a person can know. But if you ask me, the strongest among them is the bond that exists.
Strongest among us? Dun, 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 dun.
Part of this tale is the hardest one for me to tell.
That's okay. You were married? What happened?
My late husband, Daniel, was the best fisherman this island ever.
I just looked at my slightly delayed stream on Twitch, but I noticed it said my wife, and like, uh-oh. Looks like the fucking Start Me Up dialogue stuff. Missed one. Unless there's like a Far Harbor plugin that I didn't get.
Turns out some trappers moved into the lighthouse. No doubt because the island told them to. They're all crazier than a bag of mole rats. Their leader was having a little target practice. Shot Danny right between the eyes. Killed him, just like that. You go and get that son of a bitch. You make him pay for doing the island's bidding.
This goddamn fucking island. How do I get to Berkeley Side Lighthouse?
It's southwest of town. Not far from the quarry.
From the quarry?
Alright then. Remember, trappers may be half crazy from the fog, but they still know how to use a gun.
Need the DLC plugins? I thought I had them because there was like a couple points Yeah, there was that one point where Dima's all like, fuck it, what's your earliest memory? And literally none of the memories we had were, or none of the options we had had anything to do with like the actual memories of Nate. You know? So it's like, why would that one line specifically still be in there if we already had that? Or if we...
Let me ask you something.
Okie dokie. Let me get over here where it's a little bit more cinematic.
Well, I sort of had the same question. I wanted to make sure you're holding up all right.
No, I'm having a pretty big, pretty long, drawn out mental breakdown. So, you know, I'm just kind of taking it one day at a time. You know, some days are worse, some days are better, but you know, that's a mental breakdown. It's a roller coaster. We got an ad starting here pretty soon on Twitch. If you want to see less ads on Twitch, consider becoming a member. Shilling for Twitch. I accidentally swallowed a little bit of spit on that one. Why do you ask?
I just had a hard go with the transition myself. Took me a long damn time to get a feel for this place. Thank goodness.
Nick Valentine is a trans man confirmed? Question mark?
Of course, when I
you said transition. All right. Sorry.
People were just as scared of the Institute as they are now. Maybe more. The massacre of the CPG was still pretty fresh in people's minds at that point. Folks were still losing sleep over the broken mask. Plenty of people assumed I was just a saboteur, moving in to melt down the reactor or poison the drinking water. But at the time, they couldn't exactly turn me away.
Broken mask?
This was long before I'd moved to town, but apparently some gentleman type shows up in Diamond City, heads down to Power New. Guess he didn't like the food because he pulled his pistol and opened fire on the folks enjoying theirs. When security finally put enough holes in him to drop him, they say he was full of servos and sprockets, just like yours truly. Seems he malfunctioned, went berserk. It was the first time people realized that synths had stopped looking like me and started looking like them. Considering what these folks went through, I felt real lucky they let me in the front gate at all.
Massacre of the CPG? What's that? Actually, I'm going to hold off on more stuff until we get back from the ad break here. I'm going to take the next couple of seconds we got to go top off my drink. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okie dokie. And also worked out because then I got to spend a little bit of second outside of my fucking bazillion degree room because holy fuck, it's hot as shit. It's not. I've definitely lived through worse, but it's definitely a reminder that I need to move up buying fans for my computer because this I you know, my computer has fans and stuff, but it's like it has one set of fans. I mean, I guess technically two. One set on the graphics card, and then another set on the PC cooler. But yeah, it needs some more fans. It needs front fans and then lower fans just to move the heat around quicker and dissipate it and cool it down and stuff like that. I haven't had any. No, that wouldn't be related to some of the PC problems I've been having. I think that's just data stacking or whatever. But point is, yeah, I need more fans so I can fucking cool down the heat output. Massacre of the CPG. What's that?
Commonwealth Provisional Government. Years back, a group of settlements tried to get together and form a coalition. Every settlement with even a hint of clout sent representatives to try and hash out an agreement. Only the Institute sent a representative of their own. A synth. The man killed every rep at the talks. Commonwealth Provisional Government was over before it even got off the ground. I took up in town not long after. I was damn lucky they didn't just tell me to scram right then and there.
I like that specifically. The Commonwealth Provisional Government is something that I've always kind of wanted to see in a in Fallout 4. Maybe not specifically like, oh, here's a flashback. I think it would kind of be cool to have like maybe as like a mod, like a story mod. Somebody could make a thing where like, oh, there's this like old guy, or there's like, hey, we need to do this thing, but the only way we like, oh, there's a mystery that can be solved, and like the only way we can solve that mystery is by diving into the memories of this dude who was around during the Commonwealth Provisional Government or whatever. But I think that would be a little bit, that path specifically I think wouldn't work, because I think the Commonwealth Provisional Government stuff happened like way before like anybody's like realistic lifetime, you know, because I don't remember how long Nick's been in Diamond City, but I think it's been a long time. So that might not be viable, but something to either include like, oh, like we try to recreate the Commonwealth Provisional Government, or like we have like a story flashback where we see like, you know, we like relive what happened at the Provisional Government. I think that'd be interesting. It's one of those weird like more niche focuses, I think, that's in the Fallout community, to where it's like we want to see more sort of like political orientated stuff, like, you know, like guns and actions and stuff is like, that's all well and good, but like we want to dig in a little bit into like the political drama, the social combat, you know, stuff like that. I've always kind of found that stuff really, really neat and really interesting, just because it's not just like straight violence. There's the social element that's built on top of it, and I think the social element a lot of the times really, really helps to make stories more rich and interesting, because then it opens questions like, oh, would I do this and this? I mean, that's the whole reason like political dramas and like, you know, telenovelas and stuff are so interesting, because of the social drama, you know, especially political stuff. I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be fun, but then it would probably be like, you know, fucking filing taxes for 8 hours. Like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, because it's like technical work. Kind of like the same reason that like, you know, Supermarket Simulator or Retro Rewind or Power Wash Simulator are fun, because it's like, it's a regular real world thing, just sort of gamified a little bit, to where it's like, oh, I'm definitely going to, maybe not definitely going to, but there's a much clearer path to succeeding, you know? I think that stuff is fun. Why'd they let you in? Why'd they do that?
The mayor's daughter. Gal of about 15. Pride and joy of the mayor back then. Man by the name of Henry Roberts. The young Miss Roberts decided she'd run off with some caravan hand she'd known for an evening.
She fell on his out for. She fell on his out until he for'd. Till she, I don't know. It's in there somewhere.
I took her home, and the mayor dubbed me a hero. Offered me a place in town. Lots of folks protested, said I was a spy, but he wouldn't have it. Taking up in the city was tricky at first, but I never tried to hide what I was, and people seemed to warm to that.
Hell yeah. You took down 4 guys by yourself?
I didn't have to. Back then, synths were even more of an unknown quantity than they are today. I told them I was rigged to explode and started going Hardest part of that rescue was keeping from laughing as they climbed over each other to get away.
Hilarious. Absolutely love it. You're not a spy, right? Testing, testing. Hello, Institute. Can you hear me?
Well, if I know. I am. The Institute's plan to gather intel on all the runaways of the Commonwealth has been going off without a hitch.
I mean, fucking, you never... That's actually a pretty big brain move. Like, oh, let this synth go crazy. And then, like, oh my god, he became a detective? We get to know about all the people disappearing across the Commonwealth? And have logistics to like, send our own guy in to, like, intervene and, like, replace the person he's trying to find and then just seamlessly integrate them back into their family or social life? That's crazy. That's crazy powerful for a more what is it? A much more secretive and stealth focused, subterfuge focused faction like the Enclave, yes, but Institute specifically. Was it hard settling in?
Well, they sure didn't make it easy. I started off doing the jobs no one else wanted. I got more banged up being Diamond City's handyman than I ever did living out in the ruins. But I guess folks never forgot I rescued the mayor's daughter, so they started coming to me when people went missing. Wife runs off with a new paramour and takes the rent money with her. Off to the synth. An upset father decides moving him and the kids to Good Neighbor in the dead of night's not the worst damn idea since the bomb. Go get Nick. After
Go get Nick.
The jobs got so backed up, they didn't even ask me to do the handyman stuff anymore. Hell, I was so happy to do it, it was months before I started charging anyone. I never stopped being Nick the Synth, but it was Nick the Detective folks came to see. It was about then that things finally started feeling normal. It took me a long time to realize that home is where you make it. And with some time and effort, this place can be home for you, too. That's a long story, but I hope it helps. Want to get moving?
This is a really good location to have this conversation, too. Like, it's kind of fucking ice cold take here. Bringing Nick with you. I think I even said this in a previous stream, but bringing Nick with you to Far Harbor is literally the only way to play this game. Or to play this DLC. If you're playing Far Harbor and you're not bringing Nick Valentine with you, you're not playing the mod right. I fucking hate to break it to you, gamer, but like that's just the rub. Where's this tool thing? I forgot. Over here. Oh, it's way the fuck over there. Oh, god damn it. I should have had that turned on. We could have done that because we went to Dalton's farm. We could have gone there too. Shit. All right, what do we still have time for? What do we got? What do we got? Okay. In storage devices. Talk to Brooks. Actually, let's go talk to Brooks. Oh, Brooks is right here in town. I completely forgot about that. Okay. I'm going. Yo, what up, Brooks?
Yeah? Well, it's not something I talk about with outsiders. So you can either buy something or move along.
How about I pull out a gun and then we just kind of let whatever happens. If that synth got lost somewhere on the island, he could be in real trouble. Don't you care about that? Don't you fucking give a shit? You fucking... I don't know. I don't got anything. Tell me what I want to know.
Look, friend,
all right.
No offense. What I care about is my business.
That's real fucking rude of you, you know? Look, Chase sent me. So unless you want to piss her off, you'd better lose the attitude right now. The famous Far Harbor hospitality. How could you not love it?
It grows on you. Will there be anything else?
The thing I said about Chase.
Chase. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't quite place it. Anyway, you want to buy something?
I'm gonna fucking buy a punch to your face. I'm working with Chase. She told me that your designation is L792.
Okay, I believe you. Keep it down, all right? It's real private information. I know the synth you're talking about. He's a younger guy. Maybe early 20s with white hair. Goes by the name Derek.
Derek?
He showed up way earlier than he was supposed to. Thought a courser was on his tail, so he rushed the timetable. To be honest, the guy was a wreck. He was scared shitless, looking over his shoulder every 5 minutes and attracting unwanted attention. Tried to calm him down, but he panicked and ran off into the fog. That was the last I saw of him.
What a dweeb. Can you tell me anything else? I'm gonna need more information if I'm gonna find this synth. Oh my god, it's already daytime, Jesus.
I wish I had more to give you. He disappeared into the fog, and I haven't seen him since.
I'm just sitting on the dock for fucking 3 hours, chatting with Nick in the dead of night, talking about feelings and shit. That's what real boys do. That's what real men do. You chat with the boys at 3 in the morning about deep shit. Relax. I'll take care of this.
Sorry. My nerves are a little shot right now. Look, if you're really going after that synth, pretty sure he took the road south out of town. Maybe you could head that way.
They're not the only things that are going to be a little bit shot around here.
Thanks. There aren't many who'd go out in the fog to help a synth, especially one they don't even know. I feel like shit about what happened. I really do. I hope you can make it right.
Whiskey's running low. Better find some.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make it worse. I'm gonna make it so much worse. It's gonna be like, holy fuck. How the fuck could you have made it this much worse? Where are we going? Where are we? Oh, that's not very far at all. We'll just kind of waddle down over there. I think that's close to the bowling alley, actually. Oh, no, yeah. It's just a little bit past the bowling alley. Bowling alley is fun. Should we divert to the bowling alley real quick and grab the explodey gun? The big boom thing that shoots the cannonballs? Actually, no, it doesn't shoot cannonballs. It shoots bowling balls. Excuse me. We'll go and do this, and then we'll figure it out. Because we can always come back here later. And then, like, we don't really need the gun. It's just kind of like it's just kind of fun to have, you know. I don't know. I have a collector's habit when it comes to like unique weapons in games like that. Not so much when it comes to like RPG style games like Final Fantasy or Expedition 33. You know, it's like, oh, you got the special gun or like the special sword or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay. But when it's like games like this, like Fallout or like I'll be taking that. Like Fallout or, you know, Skyrim and fucking Starfield and like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. For some reason, I just like it's like Pokemon. I gotta fucking catch them all, you know. That's just the way my brain work. Don't know why. Kind of trying to break it a little bit because like sometimes it's like, I mean, like because like I'm trying to get caught up on Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. I like just got to Act 2, like about where I was when I was originally playing it and stuff. But like sometimes I just
crawling in from the fog. Don't care if it's Mirelurk or man.
You're cannibals? Oh, you're cannibals?
We survive.
Sounds like a yes. I'm not looking for trouble. I just need to find someone. A young man with white hair. You help me, I'll leave. Maybe I'll give you a kiss. Or I'll probably just leave.
You won't leave. Ever.
I'm gonna shoot you in the mouth. I warned you that I was gonna shoot you in the mouth. Oh, that guy's got a shotgun. Shoot him. Shoot him till he's dead. Hell yeah. I'll be taking that too. Do. Missing Synth's head? You fucking chopped his noodle off? You a bad man. You a bad man. Alright, let's head back to Chase. Yeah. We could probably fucking Skyrim our way up the hill here. We could probably make that happen. I'm gonna do it. Nobody can stop me. He said it. That's what he said. Todd Howard said, you see that mountain? You can climb that mountain. And then I did. I climbed the mountain. And now I'm doing it again. They'll never stop me. Todd said it himself. It just works. And look, it's working. It's working. I'm climbing the mountain. Fucking, you see me now, Ma? You see me now? I'm doing it. I'm climbing the mountain. Fuck, there's a lot more mountain to climb. Son of a bitch. But I can do it. I can do it. I'm a big, strong, brave boy. Ooh, hello. The fuck's out there trying to kill me? Sounds like dogs. Yeah, it's wolves. Ow! Health is low. Nick, Longfella, do something. Dog meat, wherever the fuck you are. I very gracefully just kind of slid up that rock. Did you guys see that? What the hell was that about? There we go. Alright. Alright, we did it. There's a couple more over here. But we did it. I really should equip that shotgun. That would probably actually really help me right about now. Oh! Hey, level 7, let's go! I'm gonna equip this shotgun real quick. Just so we got it. Yes, and then... oh yeah, I forgot I had Kellogg's pistol. Sweet. I also forgot I had... I also forgot I had equipped weapons in general, or favorited weapons. I also only got 2 rounds on this fucking, this shotgun. I ain't got a whole lot. I got 4 bullets. I'm gonna waste them on everything. I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna definitely miss. But I'm doing it. I'm climbing the mountain. I'm climbing all of the mountain. They said I could. Todd Howard said I could. And look, it's coming true. The prophecy is real. Todd Howard prophesied that I could climb that mountain, and I'm doing it. Holy shit. Best game ever. Best game ever. I'm almost there. I'm almost to the top. I got a little stuck there. There's another pad here. Oh, is this the fucking... No, because it's not marked. There's a bunker here. I'm pretty sure this bunker is like where the... Where Avery's dead body is. I use the 10mm remesh mod. It makes the 10mm pistol Skinner. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean Skinner? Who's Skinner? Like Principal Skinner? From The Simpsons? Can't make this jump. Is it impossible to climb this section of the mountain? Todd Howard, you have forsooked me. I have been forsooked. Skinny? Oh, you mean skinnier? Okay, yeah, skinnier. Sorry, I can't read. So it's not like as big and fat? What the fuck's the point of having the 10mm pistol? The whole point of the 10mm pistol is that it's a big, fat, chunky boy that goes bang, 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 bang. Absurd. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright, we're here. We kind of cheated a little bit going off the mountain, but we got it. We're gonna tell... Fuck, what was her name? Meg? Chase, that was it. I forgot the name of the lady that told us to go find that man. But then I remembered, because my brain is a genius. Why do we sound like we're in the world's biggest rain stick? What the fuck is happening?
It's good to see you again, brother.
Thanks.
We keep it to just Nick and Dima for now.
Of course.
Oh, there he is. It's like, what the hell? Hello!
Poor bastard. That synth came here to live in peace, and we failed him in the worst way possible. It's my fault. I should have gone out there to meet him. Damn it all. I'm glad we were able to bring some closure to the matter. You deserve this. And shall we say 200 caps?
More like 2 million. Yeah, sure, why not?
Of course not. For someone without weapons or field training, crossing this island is deadly. Thanks again for your help. Be safe out there.
Thank you. Ooh. Hitman's Institute pistol. 10% damage while aiming. Okay, all right, that's not bad. Also, that's the sound of the rain hitting the top of the dome. I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb as hell. What do we got over here? Nah, we don't got nothing. All right, let's see here. Let me get this out. It's pretty decent. We ain't got no ammo for it, but it's pretty okay. It's real fucking shiny in the light, though. That's probably just my lighting. All right. Well, I think we made a pretty decent amount of progress. It always kind of, like, surprises me just how... I mean, like, yeah, like, we had a decent amount done and stuff, but, like, it always kind of surprises me just how much time, like, dialogue, like, cutscene kind of stuff takes up in gameplay. Because, like, we've been doing this for like 4 hours, and it's like, what progress have we made? We talked to Dima and everything, learned more about, like, the world and the story that's ongoing. We talked to Kasumi, got her take on stuff, and then we went and we did, like, 2 missions for that lady down by the docks, the Dalton lady, and, like, that was all. That was 4 hours. I mean, I guess technically we did spend, like, a half hour at the beginning, like, fucking crashing and then just, like, chit-chatting and stuff, but, like, still, like, whoa, oh boy, that's nutso. But yeah, still, it, like, the streams always seem to be over, like, way too soon, unless I'm just, like, not feeling well, and then sometimes they feel like they span on for, like, a billion hours, but, you know, it is what it is. For now, though, this is going to be the end of today's stream. I thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. It helps me out a whole hell of a lot. We stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the perceivable future, we're going to be starting at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes we'll go a little bit later. Sometimes we'll wrap up a little bit sooner. Kind of depends. 4 hours is usually the normal time period for us. But sometimes it just kind of depends. For now, though, like I said, Fridays are Fallout Fridays, and then Saturdays and Sundays are the weekend streams, and they are usually sort of like not really random games. Usually they'll be like ongoing playthroughs that we're doing. Like we're doing a playthrough of Retro Rewind, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, is basically just like Blockbuster Simulator. It's really fun. We've been really enjoying it. And we're going to jump back into that. I don't know, because we've technically hit level 20, and at this point it's mostly just like getting money, get bitches, making more money, filling out the shelves, putting in more shelves, and then like expanding the store a little bit more and getting, like, you know, arcades and stuff. It's decoration time at this point in Retro Rewind. So we'll get back into that, spend another week doing that, and then we'll see where we're at there. But all that is to say, we will be back tomorrow and Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be playing Retro Rewind. Super excited for that. If you want to see more stuff from me, check out the links in the description: YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Blue Sky, and of course the Discord, and of course the podcast, Adamcast podcast. Long form interview style podcast with noteworthy, interesting characters across the Fallout franchise, or across the Fallout fandom. Kingath, Eleonora, Court, Nywall. I need to go back and look at some of the modern. Grim Doss was the last one, the guy who made Fallout Chicago. We had the lead developer of Fallout: The New West, which is trying to remake Van Buren in Fallout New Vegas' engine. Laura J. Arts, an artist. We've had artists, streamers, modders, personalities, caricatures. We had Jonah Loeb on at one point, which is super cool. We got to talk to him about Death Claws and stuff like that. But if you're a fan of long form interview style podcast stuff like that, definitely check it out. Links to all of those is going to be down in the description. And yeah, once again, I thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good shit. Join the Discord. Discord's super awesome. You can hang out with me and all the other people that make up our still small but growing community. For now, the weekend's here, so let's have fun with it. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good afternoon, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye. What does it say? last words since they're hot. Hell yeah. It's been said. It's out there. Clip that shit and make it go viral. Let's go. All right, you guys take it easy. See you tomorrow.